Hey guys, no worries. Jim is in the building. He had to run back out to his car, grab something out of his car, but he's been with us for about the last hour, signing some private pieces. He's going to be on with us. Good old JR is in the building. No worries. But I wanted to talk to you about what we have left here at Highspotsauctions.com. We're going to have about 30 minutes for you to get your personalizations in. We have a lot of great items today, and believe it or not, and it's because we overproduced, you're going to see a lot of these. We actually have a few turnbuckle pads left. We never have turnbuckle pads left. I made them work extra long, making sure I have these available. So we have a Jim Ross custom turnbuckle pad. We're going to send one home with Jim. He's going to put this in his trophy room here. But we got a few more of these available at highspotsauctions.com. We have very few left of his most recent hard copy. Jim Ross Under the Black Hat. This is available on highspotsauctions.com. You can go online and get your own copy personalized. It is available, same prices on Jim's website, but you'll actually get to see him sign your personal copy right here live tonight. We have a couple of 8x10 still available. We have this has probably been the best seller, this half pose here, holding his Hall of Fame ring with the hat. Picture actually from the Hall of Fame induction, waving his hat. We have a full pose with the WWE logo. My personal favorite shot of the night, this black and white, gives you the big Oklahoma fist there. And then going way back, probably that's a Crockett late Mid-South picture there. The Jim when he was quite a young man, pre-hat. And then our larger print for tonight is a Hall of Fame edit. Beautiful piece. It's consistent with some of the other Hall of Fame large edit pieces that we've put out. So if this is the particular piece that you collect, this will go nicely with the others. We'll have probably 2 auctions tonight. We'll have an action figure, a trading card. I think we're sold out of all the Oklahoma replica gear. All the helmets are gone. We may still have some micro brawlers if we have some micro brawlers. But that being said, that's the plug. We want to let you know that on Sunday we have a drop for Miro. Miro is actually taking the place of Penelope and Kip, who we had some travel issues with. So we're going to get Penelope and Kip on in a couple of weeks back on one of the episodes. Just their flights were already booked and they couldn't make it work where they could get back in and out of Charlotte without disrupting those flights. So Miro, who was actually originally scheduled to appear for us in April, we actually just moved him up a month. So it worked out just fine. We'll probably just flip spots with the 2 of them. And in addition, since we don't have a show on Tuesday, since we did 4 shows this week, we're going to do one special. As you know, we have a private on Monday with MJF. We're driving up to New York. Well, some of us are driving, not me. Driving all the way up to New York, and we're going to get some great pieces signed by MJF, including his recent AEW action figure. Those and those alone will drop on Sunday. We have enough, I think, available for everybody that's interested on Sunday. So I wouldn't say hit the panic button, but I would get over there right at 12. They're going to be available for $100 each, but we'll include one of those hard protector cases. MJF is... he doesn't sign a lot of stuff, and those figures on AEW are almost near impossible to find. I've been shopping on eBay for months, making sure I can have enough product for you guys. So make sure at Sunday at 12 noon, you go and you hit the High Spots auction to get those MJF figures and get all your pre-orders in for Miro. We'll have Miro and some of his Rusev items as well. Remember, there's no Sign It Live next Tuesday. We need a break. This has been a long trip, great trip, but we're going to take off next Tuesday. Pick it right back up on Thursday with Miro, and we have 20 more minutes right now, 20 more minutes to get your Jim Ross personalizations in. And with that, Jim, if you're ready, I'll bring you back on camera.
I'm ready.
We found the phone. Everything's good.
I found my phone, everybody.
That would have driven everybody nuts, right?
Yeah, especially me. It didn't take much to drive me nuts anymore.
All these people know the story. So we were in Orlando a couple of days ago, and I couldn't find my wallet.
Oh, God.
You know where I left it? Outside. They had on a sofa outside.
Yeah.
And I bet you it was there for 90 minutes. My wallet just sitting there. I don't know how it didn't run away, but
yeah, you're lucky.
I was lucky.
You're lucky. You really are. Sometimes we lose stuff because we're not wearing convenient pants that have nice pockets.
Or I'm thinking I just need to give in and get one of those fanny packs. I've been resisting.
Michael Hayes has some extras, I'm sure.
Yeah, we'll get one of his.
Yeah, I'll get him to sign it.
Well, we're going to see Michael Hayes at the end of March, so maybe I'll pick one up.
All right, that'll be great.
Yeah, it'd be great. But obviously, our guest today is good old JR, the greatest wrestling announcer of our generation, maybe of all time. I know if I say that, you'll say Gordon Souley.
Well,
whatever,
you know, he was my motivator. He's his organizational skills and not sounding like a used car salesman is what attracted me as a kid. And then getting to know Gordon and then working with him some in Atlanta was dream come true.
Well, the voice of what I grew up on, the Mid-South, on Jim Crockett in its prime, and then, of course, WWE. And now, weekly, you're the voice of AEW Dynamite.
Yeah, well, we got a big week coming up next week, Michael. Man, you know, we talk about games, must-win games in sports and all sports. In this arena, next week are two must-win nights, so we have to be great. Not good, but great. And Wednesday night was Shaq Wrestling, which is an attraction type thing. Who knows how that's going to be? I'm sure it'll be entertaining. It'll be different. And then on Sunday we have our pay-per-view, which is kind of rare because we normally have our pay-per-views on Saturday nights because of cable commitments and so forth. That wasn't available. So, and that's going to be amazing. I've never called a exploding barbed wire death match. We only hope nobody dies.
Have you been doing your Onita research in preparation of this match? That's what I was
YouTube has been a nice partner for me because I've gone back and watched Foley and Terry Funk and Terry and Onita or Onita, whatever it may be. All apologies. It's an amazing attraction. I'm just telling you, it's a spectacle, what it is. And if you're turning in to watch Moxley and Kenny Omega in this match for the title, thinking it's going to be that's going to be a Briscoe Funk thing. That's going to be Austin and Rock. No, it's going to be a bloodbath. Things are going to be exploding. The ropes are going to be, I guess, replaced with barbed wire or wrapped in barbed wire. There's going to be barbed wire there, and you don't play with barbed wire. You're like a farm boy like me. You grew up around it, so it's just a big week for us, and I'm
excited to see Tully Blanchard give him back.
Yeah, how about that?
Oh, I'm very excited.
You know, here's the thing. I know that there's some people online who don't like anything. We all know that. And that's their opinion. You know, who cares? They enjoy your freedom of speech. But man, oh man, just hear people say, well, Sting can't do a street fight. Oh, yeah, he can. And he will. And you'll see how much better it's going to be than a lot of naysayers think it's going to be. The same thing for Tully. Is he going to be the same Tully that was teaming with Arn for all those great years? No. He's going to be a different Tully. But some of the same characteristics and mannerisms and philosophies are going to be there just like they were back in the day.
And a lot of this, obviously, having Shaquille O'Neal on and for seeing Tully and seeing Sting back, it's actually just to put eyeballs on a great product that maybe some people aren't aware of. So just having guys like that can bring in maybe, not your traditional AEW artists.
Exactly. Well, here's the thing.
And it's their job now to hold them.
Yeah, it is. It's the wrestler's job to hold them and the announcer's job to help that happen. But, man, I'll tell you, I think that... the publicity we're going to garner, or we're garnering, with Shaq. Because we're in the height of the NBA season. Yeah. They're on our network.
Still today, he's still the biggest star you could pull in from,
it's awesome,
basketball.
Man. Yeah, and here's the deal. He's not running in for the old in-run payday. I don't really think that Shaq needs the money.
Right.
But he is a massive wrestling fan, much bigger than a lot of people would ever realize. This is a dream come true for him.
And I'm sure you'll talk about this, and Jericho will talk about this after the fact. But he's putting in time to make sure he's not embarrassed too. So
yeah. Well, here's the thing, Michael. He's a world-class athlete.
Yeah.
He may lose a step, or he might not shoot. He may shoot free throws even worse than he used to. But the bottom line, he's got the same heart. He's got the same ego, and nobody wants to get out there and embarrass themselves. I sure as heck don't, and I know that he won't either because he's an athlete. He's a player.
Right.
So I think he's going to surprise us, quite frankly.
Well, it's always great spending time with you, but Jim, we have a lot of stuff to sign.
We sure
Your
do.
fans have really poured in this week, and a lot of great items that we're gonna go through. We're gonna start with the mail-ins. We had some fans mailing in their products, so we're gonna start with those, and then we're gonna move on all the online orders. So
They mail their own stuff to you?
we
Wow.
basically become a mail order business, Jim, and
Good for you.
yeah, from all over the world, people sending stuff in. So, all right. So first, we're gonna start off with Jack's Classic Superstar from Ryan Barretto in Ontario, Canada.
Oh, I don't sign for Canadian.
I don't blame you.
Okay,
And we put the inscription on there. He'd like for you to write Raw is War, WWE Hall of Fame, 2007 in your signature.
I also give you my ATM number, Ryan.
Oh, that's just for me.
No, to Ryan.
So Raw is War. And then put your autograph and then WWE
Oh.
Hall of Fame.
The normal thing. Mm-hmm. I'll catch on sooner or later. I do like this pen.
Well, you like that pen now until it starts bleeding ink later, and then there we go.
There you go.
There we go. Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you, Ryan.
I don't want you to get a mess with this. So
Looks pretty good.
you may need to.
I didn't realize that people would mail their own stuff in. That's pretty
yeah,
amazing.
absolutely. All right, this next one is for Nicholas de Silva, also in Canada. How about that? Two Canadians back to back.
2 Canucks.
Yep. So if you wouldn't mind, there's the thing: Boomer Sooner,
Yeah.
WWE Hall of Fame, and then the autograph. Now, he doesn't want his name on it. He just wants the.
You got it.
I'll remind everybody, we have 12 minutes remaining on personalizations, just because of the amount of pre-orders that we've gotten in. We don't want to keep Jim here all night. Well, I do, but that wouldn't be fair to Jim. So we have 12 more minutes for you to get your personalizations in, and then we're going to have to cut them off, and then you're just going to have to watch everybody else
Yeah.
that has already done the work. So Michael Sugarman, we keep that pen, and we'll
Yeah, I like this pen.
yeah, we'll put this. We're going to write "Good God Almighty" and then your autograph. Michael Sugarman's from Pacific Palisades, California.
It's an autograph. Mm-hmm. That's all doable. Is that the one that has War Tony on it? Yeah.
Yeah.
That was obviously a misprint. War, see the little puppy?
Oh, I see it. Yep.
War Tony. Have no idea how that happened or what it means.
Well, they got a little better at doing their full scan figures as time went on, but
I haven't seen many of the figures. The ones I've seen from AEW, the new ones, are great.
yeah, they are.
They're real detail oriented, and I think all that's technology.
I think everybody loves everything about the AEW ones except they're impossible to find.
Yeah, well, they underestimated the popularity and didn't have the supply to meet the demand. I'm just waiting for the good old JR action figure
Oh, I'm sure it's on the way.
because they got it. It's in the pipeline. I just don't know when it's going to happen.
All right, just your autograph on this one. You don't need to write his name, but this one's for
Okay.
Ulysses Jimenez, also in California, Linwood, California.
There you go, my friend.
There we go. Thank you, Ulysses.
You know, I was born in California. Little known fact. Fort
Everybody would assume you grew up and born in Oklahoma,
Yeah,
right?
no, I was born in. I think I was conceived in Oklahoma, but on the way to California, my mom and dad eloped, and I was born in Fort Bragg, California, in Mendocino County.
Okay.
Daddy was a logger. He also had a teenage pregnant wife and a young son on the way. So, I'm a Californian by birth.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah. Californian Jim Ross.
Yeah, this didn't work with a hat.
All right, this one's for Adam Garlow. If you'd write to Adam and then your autograph. Adam lives in Forest, Virginia.
All right. Mid-Atlantic territory.
Mm-hmm.
The Norfolk Scope was one of my haunts back in the Crockett days.
I think that building's still standing.
Really?
Yeah. What are we doing? Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Got a little water leak in here.
Trying to
I think.
figure out what's
Yeah.
coming through.
All right. Don't worry, it didn't get on anybody's action figures. So just a little flood in the hotel, probably from someone's shower above us.
Yeah.
All right. Well, do you normally sign these books with a Sharpie or with a regular pen?
Sharpie.
Sharpie? Okay.
Yeah.
Probably a blue?
Blue.
All right. All right. This one's from Dylan Apple. He just wants just your autograph.
All right.
All right. Thank you so much, Dylan.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Dylan.
All right. This is Don Big Win Wilson. Don Big Win Wilson would like for you just to type sign JR at the top of that microballer. I know it's not a lot of space, but make sure you can put it on the card and not the clear part. Just put it right.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Boy, that looks just like the signature on the inscription. How about
Somewhat
that?
authentic.
Yeah. We'll keep this pin right here because we're going to have a few more of those microballers. All right. This will be Justin Smith. Justin Smith in Richmond, Virginia. Also just put your signature, same spot. All right. We'll just keep the microballers rolling. Keep that pin out. This guy is Ryan Crossley. He sent in two. One of them he'd like to made out to his buddy 2 Mark. So if you could just write 2 Mark, maybe right there over the microballer symbol, and then your signature. There you go. And the second one, just your signature on that one.
There you go.
Guys, this is going to be the final reminder. You have about 6 minutes to get your personalizations in. We have a few of his books left. We have a few pictures and a handful of turnbuckle pads. So don't miss out your opportunity. We have 6 minutes left, and then we're going to unfortunately have to cut them off for you.
Those turnbuckle pads are cool.
All right, so I think this one we're going to use a deco pen, right? Okay, so this one, only one big helmet for tonight. You'd like for you to write, this is for Brantley Strickland.
Yeah.
Right, for you to write your signature, Boomer Sooner, and then Hall of Fame 07, wherever.
Good.
You're the pro at signing this one, so.
Yeah. I don't know, pro, but I signed a lot of elements. That's what you get when you're a football fan. People know it.
If you could just add Boomer Sooner
Oh,
to that one.
nothing, yeah. I should have known that by heart. There you go. That's another nice fan.
Let's see. Just an autograph. All right, so this is for Joseph Gonzalez. Just wants to get your autograph on
Yeah.
that one. You've probably signed a million of these in your time.
A lot of these, that was a nice addition, as, you know, talking about my career and this encyclopedia. The guys that worked on this did a lot of work.
Real boom for the autograph industry for
I bet,
the wrestling
yeah.
just to have
Yeah.
this. It was a
I didn't think of it that
real
way.
injection into people started making this a real project.
Right.
Getting as many signatures as they can. So. All right, thank you so much, Joseph. All right, next we have, you put your autograph and Hall of Fame on this WrestleMania program. This is actually your Hall of Fame program, which was a combination of the WrestleMania program. So just put your name in Hall of Fame. It's for Richard Howell in Bonnie Lake, Washington.
All right, sir.
Thank you, Richard.
Enjoy.
I
You
really
know,
like.
it's funny, these things come through and I'm signing them, and I'm envious of the owners. Because I didn't keep very much stuff in that regard.
My favorite part about receiving these pieces in the mail is when you see pieces like this. These are really harder to find items. This
Yeah.
isn't the same old piece every day. A UWF 1987 program.
It's pretty cool. Good memories. And we spared no expense in our black and white. There's Brother Love, Bruce Pritchard, long before he was Brother Love.
Yeah.
Right there. Yeah, now I'm curious.
Those things were probably like $1 a piece if they didn't hand them out.
Yeah. Oh, I don't think Cowboy gave anything away.
Who's the main event that night on that card?
Savannah Jack versus Iceman King Parsons. But the top card was One Man Gang, who was the champion, against Ted DiBiase. They had great chemistry, too.
Yeah, they
It was
did.
good matches. Where they won it, Michael.
So he wants to put UWF 87 the best and then your autograph. Were you too young in your career to realize how special that time in Mid-South was and how it
Yeah.
held up? Because even today, people look at it so fondly.
Yeah, no, we were just so busy working and living and growing and so forth, acting a fool at times that, a youth. Sometimes our youth is misspent.
All right, so he's signing on the cover here. This is for Derek Walters. Wants to sign it in black, just your signature on the plastic
Oh,
cover.
the plastic.
Yes. Derek Walters is in Henrietta, Oklahoma. Maybe you know exactly where Henrietta
Sure
is.
do. Henrietta is the hometown of the world famous bull rider cowboy Jim Shoulders, who at one time won more those titles than anybody. He may have been, his record may be broken now. That was my first.
First trading card, right?
No, no.
No.
It was my first promo pick at WWE. So where they want upper left corner.
Yep. Just your name on that one.
These folks know what they want, don't they?
They do.
Color.
They're real
where they want it.
specific. We try to give it to them.
Sure.
Collectors, some of them can be very finicky, so we try to accommodate everybody. All right, and this one in gold Sharpie, if you put your signature and then add the word Slobberknocker
Okay.
for the inscription. This one's being done for Richard Reese in Fredericksburg, Virginia. Richard always sends in some really unique, cool pieces, and this comic book is no exception.
I'm oogling this comic book.
All right, and I see some of the other people on the cover. We might be able to help you out with someone in a couple of weeks there, right next to you. But
Old Raw 25th anniversary. I think that's before they forgot who I was.
you ended up okay.
Oh, I did fine. Gosh, it's become a topic of comedy.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna that was all the mail order pieces we had, but we have so many online orders. We're gonna just start moving through these. Vincent McCormick, you're gonna start us off tonight. Actually, let's go ahead and keep.
Yeah, I thought that was Peter and Al a little bit.
Oh, okay. Well, then let's get rid of that one.
It needs to go to the barn.
Well,
There you go. Now new
how about
horses.
that? There we go. I'll blunt it for you. Vince McCormick, you're up first. Huntington, West Virginia. He
What-
just wants your autograph on that one.
Okay. Well, then that's what exactly he will get. There you go.
All right. Well, he wants this pen?
No, I was just saying, thanks, Don Wilson.
Oh, thanks. Oh, I see.
For the pen.
Right. Oh, yeah. Don, we're gonna borrow Don Wilson's pen. He's for all the microballers tonight. So Don, we appreciate you
Yeah, Don.
sending in that pen.
You're a champ,
That-
Don.
it's gonna be our microballer pen of the night.
Don, you get an attaboy.
Well, we gotta keep the top on this one, or else this
Yep.
one won't be good very long.
I hear you.
So you probably keep that gold one open. I think we have a lot of gold pieces coming up.
Okay.
Ryan Cuffle. This is he'd like it to say to Ryan, RYAN, and then good old JR.
So he wants to Ryan,
To Ryan.
then my autograph.
That's right.
Okay. No worries. My oldest granddaughter's name's Ryan.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I could spell Ryan.
I just want you to add good old JR. That's the inscription that he wants. So.
There you go.
All right. Thank you very much, Ryan. All right, we'll switch this. Actually, you could probably put right there or blue, whatever you prefer. Gold would be great too. For Nicholas Mistretta, he'd like to Nick, good old JR. And guys, as I warned you, personalizations are now closed, so anybody who's asking how you can get an autograph, maybe next time, but not tonight. We are closed for the night. We have a lot of people to service tonight. Roger DeLude, you're up. He'd like you to write your autograph and then write the voice of wrestling, WWE Hall of Fame.
Okay. He didn't want his name on there.
He does not.
Okay. You got it.
And then WWE Hall of Fame.
Okay. All these accolades, there's so many. There
All
you go.
Thank you, Roger.
Roger.
Jesse Vaughn. I'm going to sign that one.
Oh, you look at a
Two-
handsome young lad.
To Jesse, Jesse.
Yeah.
And he said any personal message you'd like to add.
Well, that makes it easy.
Author's choice.
Yeah. I think that was a WCW picture.
Yeah, I think that was an early. I was,
Let me see it.
I was wondering if that was a late Mid-South or early WCW, but I think it's WCW.
Monogram. I just noticed this. I used to have a bunch of those monogram shirts, thinking it was cool.
All right, this is for Noah Foster, Toledo, Ohio. He'd like the inscription "Own Everyday Noah."
You got good words.
NOAH. All right, there you go. Thank you, Noah. All right, next up we have Christopher Hewitt. Christopher Hewitt is from Panama City Beach, Florida. He'd like to Chris, Jim Ross, and then we'd like for you to write Slobberknocker.
Okay. To Chris.
Jim, I'm going to need you to do one more thing for wrestling.
What's that?
I'm going to need you to do one more thing for wrestling.
Oh, what's that?
You're going to need to save the art of the signature. These kids today, the signatures are
Well, they think
short, terrible.
They're rock stars. They're like symbols.
Yeah.
Instead of writing the symbols.
I don't think I can save it. I don't think I can turn around, but I think you can do it.
Yeah, they're delusional sometimes.
Chris Cooper, he'd like it to made out two coop.
Coop.
Two coop. All right, thank you, Chris. We appreciate it. All right, next up we have Chris Giles in Milledgeville, Georgia.
They buy these pictures from you?
Yeah, we get them.
I don't know where they get them. Where do you find them?
Most of the time you'll find them on the internet.
Wow. It's just amazing what hangs around, right?
Yeah, hangs around. This
Okay.
will be Chris Giles, so put to Chris, and he'd like for you to add the inscription tough as a $2 steak. There we go. Thank you, Chris. All right, we have Garrett Jetalo in Minnesota. I don't even know how to pronounce that name, but if you just like write your signature and then WWE Hall of Fame 2007. Garrett Jetalo.
But he don't want his name on there.
Nope,
Okay.
just your signature and
Okay.
WWE Hall of Fame 2007.
I forgot what I wore that night till now. My late wife picked all that out, the shirt, cufflinks. John Wayne's cufflinks, by the way.
Really, John Wayne's?
I got 3 pair of them. And
How do you acquire John Wayne's cufflinks?
auctions.
Yeah.
Kind of like, your business. You
Yeah.
find things, and there are a lot of people that collect John Wayne stuff. I own John Wayne's last hairpiece, his letter opener, his cigarette lighter, 3 pair of cufflinks, 2 shirts, a hat he wore. The hat he wore she wore yellow ribbon.
Mm-hmm.
I own that hat. But my wife bought all that stuff, and she bought it because she knew I loved it, and I was kind of hard to buy it for birthdays.
I was going to say, you're probably an impossible guy to
Yeah,
buy.
so I didn't really need anything,
Right.
And so I said, just don't worry about it. Just don't do it. So anyway, I got it.
All right, just your signature in WWE Hall of Fame 2007.
Anyway. There you go. Now I know what I wore.
Thank you, Garrett. All right, Nancy Trexler, Salisbury, North Carolina. You'd write to Nancy, best wishes. There we go. Thank you, Nancy. You pretty much drop it off at your front door. We're going. Salisbury's just up the street from Charlotte. Michael Stevens, Tabor City, North Carolina. He'd like you to write to Michael, stay inspired. Actually, hold on. No, okay, I got him backwards on this one. This is the one he wanted to stay inspired. But go ahead and put to Michael on that one.
Yeah,
And
that-
put Jim Ross, the voice of wrestling. I'm sorry.
We got it done.
right, and this one he wants to Michael, stay inspired. Thank you, Michael. All right, another Michael, Michael Kovacs in Ontario, Canada. This will be just to Mike. And then just your signature. Jim, does it feel like there's a line of 100 people waiting to meet you, walking up to your table?
No. It's all right. This is good, though. It's orderly and...
They're all watching.
Yeah, well, you must be having a slow night, kids.
Ryan Stepp in Dunbar, West Virginia. If you could put to Ryan, Jim Ross, and then add Good God Almighty.
Okay, let's change colors.
Okay, what color would you like to use? Blue?
Blue.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good choice.
God dang, I didn't look like I got drunk last night and was up all night and I forgot to shave. And those
Probably happened once or twice in your career.
Yeah,
Right?
tell me, it was
To Ryan.
to Ryan, okay.
And then Good God Almighty. We should have had a drop-down list of all your famous phrases for them to choose. You have quite a few in the vocabulary.
That might be a t-shirt sometime.
Yeah.
I thought about writing another book and using some of those, or using a lot of them, or using all of them, and having them
Be the chapter titles?
cartoons,
Oh, cartoons.
caricatures.
Okay.
It's like, so I had a scalded dog, would have some non-abrasive, the NAACP, or whatever, not the NAACP, what's the PETA?
Yep, Peter.
They wouldn't get mad. I don't want anybody to get mad. I want
Right.
to entertain them. And so I'm thinking that might be an idea. Paul O'Brien, worked on both my other books. He's brilliant. He's so much smarter than me. That might be saying a lot, but he's just brilliant. So we're thinking about a little, some little paperback type thing with
Yeah.
caricatures and some funny stuff. It'll hurt people to laugh a little bit. I
I'm
guess
gonna
we'll
switch to gold here.
yeah.
All right. This is for Evan Evans. That's right, Evan Evans at Point Vedra Beach, Florida.
Okay.
He'd like for you to put WWF debut 1993 and Hall of Fame 2007 in addition to your signature.
Okay.
He said he's looking forward to trying your beef jerky.
Yeah, great. Man, if I tell you where I'm losing money on that stuff is not being able to get it to the UK.
Oh yeah, you can't ship anymore really, basically.
Not really. Well, and it's trying to ship beef into another country, even though it's
Right.
golly.
So
WWF.
WF debut 1993. And Hall of Fame 2007. All right, that's perfect. Thank you, Evan. All right, Brandon Peglow's up. This will just be to Brandon, Brandon. Brandon lives in Eveleth, Minnesota. There we go. Thank you, Brandon. All right, Tim Healy. He'd like for you to write, "It's a slobber knocker," and then your signature. Tim lives in Middlebury, Connecticut.
Well, they probably still have snow on the ground.
Probably.
I lived in Stanford. I lived in, for the longest time, in Norwalk. And what's the other little town's name I lived in? Bruce Pritchard and I were neighbors. Wilton.
Mm.
I really like the people in that part of the world, but I didn't like the volume of traffic or the weather.
Yeah, I would imagine the winter is brutal.
Rugged.
All right, James Thompson, our first UK order. You don't get the beef jerky, but you are going to get this signed photo. You'd like for you to add, it's a slobber knocker, and then your signature.
He didn't want his name on it? Didn't
Nope.
say? Okay.
Nope. I want to mention to everybody that today we were supposed to put some WrestleCon tickets on sale. We just got a little backed up, so what we decided to do is instead of rush the process, we're going to delay it one more week. So next Friday, 1 week from today, our WrestleCon tickets, obviously limited in a much smaller scope than in past years, will go on sale. We've been announcing guests pretty much daily for the last 2 weeks. JR's been at a few of our WrestleCons.
They're fun.
Get to meet people.
There are a lot of, yeah, you see old friends, fans that you've known forever. It's kind of neat.
Yeah.
See other kids have grown up. It's just like a family reunion in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm.
But it's light. It's light. It's not, it's not so structured that they take you structure the fun out of it.
Right.
So if you get a chance to go to that, that'd be great.
Yeah. All right, Mike Peach, up there in Canada. If you could put to Mike, and your name, and then Hall of Fame 2007. All right, thank you, Mike. We appreciate it. All right, we have Carl Baum. Carl Baum in Waterville, New York. He'd like this to be to Carl with a K. And then he put to Carl, get that push. That's the inscription he'd like.
See what I started on that damn podcast? Push. And you would be amazed at how many people bought both books, and they want that on there, in some form.
Yeah.
Give me my GD push or whatever it is.
There you go. Thank you, Carl. All right, Jonathan Marculio. I think he wanted to go and switch out to blue for you.
Okay.
You'd like it to Jonathan and spelled Jonath. A-N.
Okay.
Your signature, and then just good old JR. Jonathan's up there in Lowell, Massachusetts. Used to be a neighbor of yours outside of Connecticut.
We did some TVs in Lowell over the years. Small venue, but, at that point in time, it worked for what we needed. I think Lowell is a town that Shawn Michaels lost his smile.
Might have been.
Anything else?
Just good old JR.
Okay. What we got? I think
Just had good
good old JR.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Perfect. We'll switch it back to gold here for the next one.
Okay.
Next one is Brian Santoro, Leola, Pennsylvania. You'd like to add to Brian and then whatever else you want, author's choice.
To Brian.
Mm-hmm. I see a question from Bobby Hensley asking about the virtual component of WrestleCon. Probably a couple more weeks away to let you know exactly what we're doing with the virtual side, but it's definitely going to be a very virtual-friendly convention for everybody that can attend this year. Robert Castillo in Mount Bellevue, Texas. He'd like your signature and then write "By God."
Okay. That's it.
Yeah. when we started in these virtuals, basically almost a year ago,
Yeah.
we've just seen a real uptick in the collecting. But what really we've seen in is people love the inscriptions. They maybe Robert has a Jim Ross signed photo, but they really like these inscriptions.
I can see
add
that.
some to it. So,
I'd be the same way.
yeah. All right, Chris Nifong, Kernersville, North Carolina. I think he wants by God as well. Maybe spelled differently or however you want it spelled, but.
It's a different guy, though, right?
Different guy.
He didn't want his name.
Nope.
Okay, same.
Just Jim
all
Ross.
right.
We know what you wanted, Chris. By God would be spelled like someone from the Carolinas. By God is Oklahoman.
Yeah. Well, it varies. I'm not going to BUH mood or a BAH mood.
All right, switching to blue here. We're going to do Gregory Heartless, Wilmington, Delaware. If you'd write Happy Birthday, Gregory.
Okay.
There we go. Thank you.
Sure.
All right, Jason Molden. Just your signature on that one?
Okay.
You wanna switch to gold maybe, or you want to stick
I'll-
with blue?
yeah,
there?
right there. I get it,
that's
sure.
fine. Jason lives in Flowery Branch, Georgia.
I know where that is, too.
Do you really? I do not.
Yeah.
I'll just say outside of Atlanta, just
Pretty
to make
much.
it easy. Yeah.
You'd be right.
Okay.
In Flowery Mound, Georgia. Yeah. Also know where Flowery Mound, Texas is.
Frank Matson. This would be to Frank. Frank lives in North Lake, Illinois.
Is that in the signature?
Yep. Just to Frank and your signature. All right. Patrick Hart, you're up. Patrick spells it a little different. There's no C in his name. It's Patrik. And then I want you to write to Patrick. God bless you. Patrick's in New York, New York. There we go. Tony Aragon, you're up. Tony's in Santa Fe, New Mexico. If you write Jim Ross and then the voice of pro wrestling. Very good. Paul Rowley, Claverack, New York.
Okay.
Just your signature and then the voice of wrestling.
That's it.
There we go. Got it done. Paul, thank you. All right, Josh Hector. He'd write to Josh, it's a slobber knocker. I like the name of this town. The town is called Blue Earth, Minnesota. So to Josh, it's a slobber knocker. Thank you, Josh. Joe Ellen Kylo. Got a little fun going on in the lobby. Beachfront Hotel.
The bar's just across the way, so it's a happy hour.
All right, just write, Jim, just put slobber knocker and then your signature. Joellen wants to let you know that she loves your mustard. She's a
Oh,
fan,
good. That's good to hear.
customer of your mustard.
I like it too, and it's got 1 or 2 grams of sugar. It's pretty clean. Jalapeno honey mustard. It's not Tabasco hot. I had some today on a good old fashioned bologna sandwich.
Bologna, huh? You still like a little bologna?
I do.
All right,
Beef though,
Yeah.
boar's head.
okay.
But when I'm lazy and I don't want to cook, and I don't feel like having something delivered, I kind of fend for myself. Whatever's in the kitchen, in the refrigerator.
Danny Gregory, Gainesville, Georgia. You'd like it to say to Danny, D-A-N-N-Y,
Yeah.
and then your signature and Hall of Fame. All right.
Okey-dokey.
Thank you, Danny in Gainesville. Jacob Muir. Jacob Muir would like, this is kind of funny. So this, Jacob, like I said, people collect what they collect. He's the biggest Jericho fan in the world, and he's been buying at every one of these inscriptions where you'll write Jericho is the GOAT.
Okay.
So he'd like for you to write Jericho is the GOAT and then Jim Ross. I think that's what you do when you've run out of buying everything else Chris Jericho. You just we were talking earlier today. I think the feud of the year was they gave we were talking about the awards, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I guess they gave Moxley Kingston the feud of the year award. Well, we were thinking we thought that Orange versus Jericho probably would have been
Yeah.
stronger.
Yeah. That's been a good one too.
Yeah. All right, Mark LeBlanc in Canada. He'd like to say to Mark, M-A-R-C. And then Jim Ross, and then Hall of Fame 07. All right, thank you, Mark. All right, Scott Pace. Scott Pace in Charlestown, Indiana. He'd like you to add Slobber Knocker and then good old JR. There we go. Scott, thank you. We'll switch you over to the blue on this one.
Okay.
For Robert Ibarra, but this is made out to Jonathan, Jon.
A-T-H-A-N.
Jonathan. Yep.
Okay.
Robert is in Somerset, Texas. He went from 30 degrees to 85 in a week.
That's about right.
Thank you. Next up is Ian Thorpe. Ian Thorpe would like "It's Gonna Be a Slobber Knocker" as your inscription. Ian lives in Boise, Idaho.
Okay,
Perfect, thank you.
We got it.
Ian asked, I told you a couple of fans will ask some questions. Best piece of advice a mentor has given you on life? Is there something that sticks out? I'm sure you've been asked.
yeah, always be reliable. You keep your word, keep your commitments. My number one thing I look for in talent when I was interviewing talent to hire the WWE or wherever, but primarily there for 26 years, was reliability. If I can't rely on you, it doesn't matter how nice a tan you have, how big your arms are, how cool your tattoos may be, how you look when you wet your hair, and the fact that you can do 18 flips. If I can't depend on you to be there, then
Yeah, what's the point?
I can't play. You can't play.
Right.
Because we got to know you're going to be here. And people look at you incredulously, but unfortunately, some of their peers have proven that theory to be absolutely correct.
Sure.
So you got to be on time for work.
Robert Kiefer, Williamsburg, Pennsylvania. I'd like it to be to Robert. And then he's asked for the inscription, AEW is better. Yeah, Robert, thank you very much.
Yes, sir. That's the first one of those I've done today.
Jason Manis. It'd be just to Jason. Your signature. Okay, thank you, Jason. All right. Michael Oliver. We're going to put to the Big O. This Michael Oliver's the Big O.
Okay.
So to the Big O, and then your signature, and then just add Hall of Fame. Looks like Michael Oliver was a big fan of your Mid-South days. And
I find that a lot. People like that style and that period,
for me, it still holds up today.
Boy, you look back on that talent roster that Cowboy hired.
You just add Hall of Fame on that one.
Oh, yeah.
You had a good eye, huh?
Yeah, he taught me a lot about, evaluating talent. And boy, he had some good ones come through there.
You sure did. Vinay Mehta. Vinay had two Vinay, V-I-N-A-Y. And then Author's Choice.
V-I-N-A-Y.
Vinay's a pretty talented artist. We've licensed a few of his pieces for these signings.
Really? Okay, is that good?
Yeah, that's great. All right, there you go, Vinay. Martin Craigs. Also in the UK, there'll be two Martins, spelled T-Y-N. He said, author's choice, whatever you'd like to add. A lot of people are asking where their items are. Guys, hey, it's Jim Ross. Did you expect us just to have a few? Jim Ross has a big line, and we're starting with the photos, and we're going to move to the books, and then finish with the helmets and the turnbuckle pads. So just be patient. You got yours in the queue. Austin Madrid in Kingsville, Texas. Just your signature and WWE Hall of Fame. Austin added the comment. He hopes you're enjoying his hometown of Jacksonville. I guess he's originally from Jacksonville.
I am, without a doubt. I bought a home here, so I must have liked it a little bit.
Yeah. Alfredo Lopez, Cookeville, Tennessee. To Freddie, F-R-E-D-D-I-E. And then at Living Legend, Jim Ross.
Okay, hold on.
To Freddie.
I, with an I-E.
Yep.
Okay, Okay, now what?
Living legend Jim Ross.
Oh, that's Larry Zabisco's gimmick.
Yeah, well, more than one person can be a living
Okay,
legend.
okay, I want to humor Freddie. I think the only living legend was Bruno. Because they kind of give him that nickname forever.
Mm-hmm. There we go. Ready?
Freddie.
Carol Lodge, Philadelphia. To Carol, and then age means nothing.
Amen, baby. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
All right, thank you, Carol. Sheldon McLean.
Sheldon.
To Sheldon.
Young Sheldon.
He's in. I watch that show. Do you watch that show?
Yeah.
I love it. He's in Nova Scotia, Canada. This is
Okay.
To Sheldon.
Right. My wife was a big, what's that show that spun off of Young Sheldon?
I watched it religiously. Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, she loved that show.
Were you a fan of that show too? Or?
Yeah, I got to liking it. I did the normal manly resistance
Yeah.
when she told me I should watch it with her, just to be an ass, I guess, be a man. But I started liking it.
Yeah, it was a good one. Cole McCallman. Let's see, McCallman. Cole McCallman. All right. To Cole.
That part I can do real
Yeah,
quick.
To Cole. Snohomish, Washington is where he's from. There we go. Thank you, Cole. Joseph LaCursi, but he wants us to make it out to Kiera with a Keira.
Okay, is that it?
And just Jim Ross.
Okay.
Yeah. He's asked, has there been a favorite AEW match that you've called yet? Has there been a single favorite match?
Well, I think my favorite match so far is Dustin and Cody. That match, because of the personal issue, the realism, the reality of it, and it's real hard to pull that off between two real brothers.
Right.
Because people say, oh, come on, that pro wrestling stuff, their guys are crazy. But I thought that was really a phenomenal performance on both sides. The Young Bucks have had 2 or 3 tag matches that I've really liked. With Kenny and Hangman Page, I thought was real good. I thought their match with, FTR was excellent. So with the Dustin match, and I have a hard time not liking almost everything that John Moxley does. I'm a big John Moxley fan.
Keenan Gobby, Prince George, British Columbia. He'd like it to say to Keenan, good God Almighty. I'm gonna pull Sheldon's out of there. He didn't put it under the.
Because it's not.
I know he didn't put it under the inscription. That's why I missed it. I know. But I mean, I could. If we dig it out, I could certainly get him to add
Just
it.
let them know that's why the Tori
Yeah.
Wilson thing didn't happen.
Sheldon, we have a space for inscriptions, and you put Boomer Sooner in a space that wasn't an inscription. So I just assumed that was a comment, not an inscription. But we'll add it for you. It's
No
right here.
problem. I'm happy to. Oh yeah,
But just so Sheldon understands why it didn't get done.
it's going to look great, and it'll always spell correctly. He'll be so happy. Sheldon will. Whether it's young Sheldon, old Sheldon, middle-aged Sheldon, it don't matter.
There you go. Thanks for watching, Sheldon.
Attaboy, Sheldon. Pay attention, buddy. It's your hard-earned tax dollars at work.
Brian Hedfer. There's two Brian.
Brian.
That's right. Brian in Hutchinson, Minnesota.
Oh, my God. I bet he's been indoors for a while.
Probably.
I'm amazed that people not only live in those really, really cold areas, but a lot of them just love it.
Yeah, I just assume those people haven't traveled very far. I'm just kidding. I'm sure Minnesota is gorgeous, just not this
It
time of
is
year.
pretty. All those lakes.
All right, John Harvey, Rockwell, North Carolina. Just two John, John.
To Lee Harvey.
To John Lee Hardy.
To John.
Just John, John. All right, thank John. Thank you. Carlos Navarro. Carlos would like you to add Jim Ross, the voice of wrestling. No, you don't need to put two Carlos, just Jim Ross, the voice of wrestling.
Got it. There you go.
All right. Satvir Barma over in the UK. If you could put two Satvir, Satvir. You don't sign that every day, huh?
Satvir.
That's right. It's probably 2 a.m. over there in the UK right now. I bet he's still watching. You need a new one? Did we mess that one up?
No, I think
You got it?
the glare was blocking out something here. There you go.
Thank you, Satvir.
Yeah. Cheers. my
Just your
friend.
signature on these two here.
Okay.
All right, we're signing right now for Matthew Thorpe. Thank you, Matthew. I'm just putting Jim's signature on these as you request.
There you go. And then
One more?
Same thing.
Same thing. Matthew lives in Boise, Idaho.
They broke my heart in the 2007 Fiesta Bowl.
They did, but changed college sports forever. Now they're
Yeah.
always included that.
Earlier that night, I did I tried to get off that. I had never asked for a day off, and so we're going to have a counter programming. I don't know what it's going to write there.
Just your signature, and then if you want to be consistent, you just put. Well, it's fine. Just put. You can put voice of wrestling if you want to add it. I'm sure he won't mind.
Let's just, can we do another one?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sorry. I'll start telling these damn stories. When I was young, I could do all this stuff. I could sign, talk, drink, everything at one time, just like that. Anymore? Oh, come on.
No problem.
But anyway, earlier that night I called the K-Fed John Cena match.
Mm-hmm.
My presence was required and no margin for conversation or well, maybe we'll let you off. No. So I rushed to my room in the hotel and hit the mini bar. I was celebratory, then despondent. Then I was celebratory, then despondent. At the end of the night, I was despondent.
That was a lot of trick plays, if I remember
Oh,
right.
golly.
Brian Glover, Glen Olden, Pennsylvania. He wants it to be to Brian and Lauren.
B-R-I,
Brian, and Lauren.
and she's spelled.
Lauren.
That's a pretty way to spell Lauren. There's other ways, but. There you go.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, kids.
Trevor Weiss, Palmerton, Pennsylvania. Put 2 Trevor, and then Hall of Fame.
I've been selling autographs for Trevor Lawrence. I'm getting tired of it. He's bugs me already.
He's going to be your neighbor soon, I think.
Yeah. Oh, he'll buy the whole damn building. Trevor.
2 Trevor. Yeah.
I love these sports guys that. Well, what if the Jags did something bold? Then the town would just leave. They'd run them out of town if they don't take Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah. Half of being a sports fan is the hope, and obviously he provides a lot of it. So
They've got a lot of cap space and draft picks.
and they got a whole new management team. Maybe they'll turn it around.
I think they will. The key is, I think they'll do really well in the draft, but the key is going to be the free agent pickups because they got several areas of need.
Right.
You know, that's why they won 1 game last year.
Sure. Trevor Weiss had asked, who do you see becoming a big name in 2021? Maybe somebody who's kind of like hasn't really risen to the top yet, hasn't had a strong move yet on the AEW roster, someone that you think potentially is going to break out this year.
Or Sammy Guevara. He's got a chance to be really, really good.
I think that's a safe pick. He's kind of been a star, obviously,
Yeah.
in a group, but
Yeah, I think Sammy's got a chance to be really, really good, and I think we're going to see great advancement from guys like Darby Allin and Jungle Boy Jack, and somebody else I was thinking about the other day. We got a lot of good young guys. Willie Hobbs, I think, has got a good future, and then of course Ricky Starks. Ricky's going to be a big star.
do you realize, I know that maybe you don't pay attention to the internet every day, but
No.
I always find how interesting and how polarizing to some of the older fans Orange Cassidy becomes.
Yeah, well, his style is so unique. His routine, his gimmick, whatever you want to say, his persona, it's so different that, and some people, I was one of those. I didn't get it at first. I'm thinking, what the hell are we doing? But he won me over. He's a swell guy. So he's good too. And when he started having matches and got out of that bubble of his character, hell, he's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. We got a lot of homegrown guys that are going to become big stars. You just hope that when they mature, that we're ahead of the curve and we got them signed for more years, so that they'll get really good at their skill and then move to Connecticut
Right.
or Orlando or whatever.
All right, David Wallace, Angier, North Carolina. He'd like it to say, to my pal William. All right, thank you. David, William, whoever that ends up going to. Byron Linder. Byron would like it to say, to Lord Byron.
Oh, of course. How creative, Byron. Come on. You got it, though, buddy. You want to be Lord Byron? You're Lord Byron.
Lord Byron resides in McHenry, Illinois. There you go. Thank you, Lord Byron. Ronnie Meeks. I'll take that blue. Ronnie Meeks in Crossville, Tennessee. You'd like it to say to Ronnie. NNIE. And then author's choice on any inscription.
There you go, Ronnie, my boy.
All right, Ian Robinson. Ian Robinson wants it to say to Ian, IANN. And then the inscription, my God, the power.
I've never seen it spelled that way before. Ian with two N's.
Yeah, that is a little different way.
He wants what?
My God, the power.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe by God, the power. Whatever.
Whatever's on there.
Whatever's on there.
I'm going. I got it. We'll get it. He'll be happy.
Thank you, Ian. With two N's.
Yep.
Emmett Griffin, also in the UK. This would be to Emmett, EMMET.
Two T's.
But one T. Two M's, one T.
Okay.
Yep, perfect. And then your signature and Hall of Fame.
All right.
Thank you, Emmett in the UK. Corey Walker, you're up. Spring Hill, Tennessee. That'd be to Corey, CORY, from good old JR. All right, thank you, Corey. Marks Padilla. Put two Marks in New Mexico. MARX.
He wants in New Mexico on there.
Two Marks in New Mexico. Yep,
Okay.
he's from Gallup, New Mexico. So
MARX
X in New Mexico.
Got it.
He just wanted to pass a note. Thanks for making his childhood great. I've seen so many of those comments this week that you're the voice of their childhood.
Yeah, that's nice. I used to not kind of nonplus that because my male ego was so fragile that I didn't want to admit that I was getting older. So now I look at
Maturing.
it. Yeah, now I look at it with a lot of appreciation.
Scott Luna. This will be to Scott. As God is my witness.
Yeah.
Scott is from Temecula, California.
Hmm.
All right, thank you, Scott. Vicente Garcia. This would be to Andy. Must have a friend named Andy. Just to Andy in your signature. All right, thanks, Andy. Vicente. Kyle Marcellus. He wants you to write tougher than a $2 steak, Jim Ross.
Okay. Coming up.
Kyle comes to us from Seattle, Washington. Maybe losing Russell Wilson.
Russell's going to put his house for sale, looks like. He's going out. Well, that's what I read.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure there'll be a lot of teams happy to pick him up.
Oh hell, he won't have. He won't have any issues. He's proven to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
Ron Fank, River Grove, Illinois. Just two Ron. RON.
I'm interested to see how the thing with Deshaun Watson plays out. I believe that Houston will blink, and I think they'll trade him for a bucket load of good stuff.
Yeah. I'm kind of hoping it's not Carolina, which is my team. I'm little concerned they're going to empty the they're going to empty the whole pool to get him.
Yeah, they would. They'd have to.
Colby Street, Mansfield, Massachusetts. If you'd write the voice of wrestling, Jim Ross. All right. Also for Colby, if you could write to Chris, happy 37th birthday.
CHRIS.
That's right. Hey, don't fight with him. Just give him a refund. It's fine.
There you go. Happy 37th, my bud. I wish I was 37 again.
Do you?
Yeah, kinda.
To Casey Ray. All right, to Casey and then
Okay, I got it.
Casey.
Okay.
Casey is from Jasper, Georgia. And could you just add WWE Hall of Fame, even though it says it there?
Yeah.
Yes.
I will. There you go.
All right, James McCone, Winston-Salem, North Carolina, the greatest town in the world. To James.
What's it, James?
Yep.
I think any town named after a cigarette is a good thing.
And then just your signature on that one.
Okay.
My alma mater, Wake Forest, is in
Yeah, I knew that.
Winston-Salem. So, and when I was in school there, and tobacco farming was pretty big. You could smell tobacco
Oh, I bet.
every night.
Yeah. What's that guy that I met? And sort of, it wasn't Brad Daugherty. I went to North Carolina. What's the big guy that was?
Tim Duncan.
Yeah, I met
Yep.
Tim Duncan 2 or 3 times. He's a fan. Nice fellow too.
Let's see, put broken smack dab in half. That is the inscription he'd like.
Okay.
Broken smack dab in half. This is for Corey Tunstall in Yorktown, Virginia. It's broken smack dab in half. All right, next one he'd like for you to write, tougher than a $2 steak. All right, and the final one for Corey, he'd like to Corey, Corey. It's a slobber knocker. You know, speaking of Tim Duncan, at his last game at Wake Forest when he was a senior, they brought in Ric Flair to sit courtside as like a gift for him staying 4 years. And
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. I kind of remember that opportunity Rick had. He's a real nice guy, though, man.
All right. Thank you, Corey, for those 3. We have Suvachi. I'm not even sure Suvachi's last name. He just put Suvachi, but he's in Jacksonville, Florida. He'd like it to say to Suvachi, S-U-V-A-C-H-I. S-U-V-A-C-H-I.
V-A. Got it. It's another new one. Mm-hmm. New names, learning things every day. Savachi.
All right, thank you, Savachi. Let's see. Atha Mosius over there in London. If you could put to Atha, A-T-H-A, and then good God Almighty. If you just write Hall of Fame 07 on that, if you don't mind.
All right.
All right, thank you.
Yep.
All right, David Lankus. Let's switch back to your blue on that. Just to David. David is in Surfside Beach, South Carolina.
Sounds nice. And he wants me to sign it in Hall of Fame?
Just to David and then Jim Ross is all he has.
Okay,
If you-
okay.
If you add anything else, I'm sure he won't mind.
I'm sure not. I'll do something. There you go, David.
All right. This is a Corey Stedman in Southgate, Michigan. Just good old JR, Jim Ross.
God damn it.
We need to replace it.
Yeah,
We can do it.
yeah.
We'll come back to it. Here you go.
I'm,
No problem.
that's me.
Just good old JR.
Got it.
All right, there you go, Corey. Jurgen Aspers, over there in the Netherlands.
Wow.
We want you to write, climb the ladder, Jurgen.
Well, it's amazing what people remember, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That was that Jeff Hardy Undertaker match.
You know, not only that, but Jurgen's in the Netherlands. So, you know, when you're on commentary and you're just thinking about your audience, you don't even think about, oh yeah, this guy in the Netherlands who probably is learning English from you.
Well, that's scary. Kevin Owens did. That's what he says in
Yeah.
interviews.
Yeah. Climb the ladder, Jurgen. Jurgen. There we go. Thank you. All right, Aaron Bartlett, Olympia, Washington. You'd like to Aaron, by God, Hall of Fame.
2 A's.
2A-R-O-N. Yep. Just a reminder, I know people are coming in and out here. We're doing all the photos first, and then by God. Doing all the photos, and then we have the micro brawlers, we have the books, we have the Sooner helmets, and then the turnbuckle pads. By God, Jim Ross, Hall of Fame 07. Too many things to remember.
Yeah. Yeah.
There you go. And this one, 2 for Charles Dasher. You like good old JR.
That's it?
And then Hall of Fame.
Okay.
This one was stuck together. And then just add Jim Ross there.
Oh, okay. There's a lot of entanglements to these things.
You
there's no
feel
right-
like once you sign good old JR, that's kind of your signature, but
It's just, there's no rhyme or reason. Everybody's got their own
right.
thing, you know?
They do.
Which is cool.
They like what they like.
Yeah.
And this one, he wants you to add tougher than a $2 steak.
In my signature. Obviously.
That's right.
I guess I sent my money in. He wrote tougher than $2 steak, but he didn't sign it.
No signature. Can't charge him if we don't get the signature. All right, there we go. Thank you, Charles. And speaking of the signature, young eyes over there, Chelsea caught that I didn't catch. We forgot to put the Jim Ross on that one.
Oh, I've done that before.
Yeah.
Good job.
Fortunately, she caught it before we shipped it out.
Hey, I did that to a book one time off my site where they had this long signature,
Yeah,
and it's like crazy,
Yeah.
like a crazy person. And I wrote it, and it's like 3 or 4 sentences, and then I forgot to sign it.
do you want you to re-sign the whole inscription again with him?
I think what we did was we paid for ship the
Ship it
book
back?
back, and then I just signed it. And I think we give them some
Yeah.
seasoning or some sauce or something to their convenience.
Brandon Vincent. You just had Jim Ross, WWE Hall of Fame 2007.
There you go.
Thank you, Brandon. All right. He wants you to write, "Good God Almighty, Chris."
Chris.
This is for Chris Evans in Ottawa Lake, Michigan. Ottawa Lake, Michigan. Thank you, Chris Evans.
That's a nice, did you furnish those pictures, that Hall of Fame one, Michael?
Yeah, you sure did.
Looks nice.
I got a decent guy who does graphics. He's all right. You know.
How big is that picture?
It's 11 by 17.
Oh,
Jared Kelvey, 2J, J-A-E. You just add 2J, Slobberknocker Jim Ross. He's going to try to, how dare you throw a paper ball at good old JR. Don't you do it. 2J, J-A-E,
yeah.
and Slobberknocker.
There you go.
Thank you, Jay. All right, Kyle Berg. Kyle Berg in LaPorte, Indiana. I'd like you to add good old JR.
You don't want Kyle, just wants good old JR.
That's right.
And my signature.
And then Hall of Fame class. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he wants everything.
Okay,
So, good old JR.
then anything else other than my signature?
Signature and then Hall of Fame
Okay,
07.
okay, gotcha. There you go.
There we go. Thank you, Kyle. Ken Hamblin. Ken Hamlin. You'd like to Ken and Tanya. Tanya. To Ken and Tanya. And then add Mid-South Forever.
Is it T-O-N-Y-A?
Tanya.
T-A-N. Mid-South Forever.
And guys, I know a lot of people have sent in some questions that I haven't been asking them. I'm looking at the clock and just because of the volume we have, I'm gonna unfortunately have to skip over a lot of the questions tonight. Actually, you can keep.
Oh, I keep that.
All right, Israel Delgado. He put, make it Israel, because his name's Israel, in La Puente, California. I'm gonna, maybe, can you give me another one of these, Chelsea? Because I would have spelled it the same way.
Yep.
I misspelled his name?
Well,
I guess
he's R-A-E-L, so we'll just redo that one. I'll send him this one as well, though.
Yeah.
Just in case you change your name, Israel,
Yeah,
to
yeah.
E-A-L,
Yeah.
you'll have both versions.
Sorry, Israel, but we're making it right.
Yeah. So,
To Israel.
R-A.
Oh,
But-
yeah, make it Israel. That's okay.
Yeah.
Just a little
He's
less.
getting 2 for 1. You can't complain about that, right?
No. There you go, Israel. You got a plethora of things on there.
Bill Nolan. You're up. Ben Salem, Pennsylvania. Just your signature and then Hall of Fame.
I can pretty well guarantee I can do that.
Makes it easy. Bill Nolan, Ben Salem, North.
So, where is Tori living? Tori Wilson living?
She's living in Orlando. She's living,
Okay.
her new husband, basically owns Revolution Golf. So it's, he's really into the golf community, and he,
What is? I don't know what that golf is, Michael. Revolution Golf. Is that a-
they own a lot of stuff that's associated with, TV, golf courses.
Okay.
Basically, in short, he's got a lot of money. He's
Oh, good.
heavy into golf.
Good
so,
for her.
Yeah.
You have no chance.
Patrick Mayberry, Westlake, Ohio. To Patrick, Patrick. I was just commenting, and I'm sure a lot of guys say this, but Tori's my kind of girl. She's not hard on the eyes. So.
No. No, sir. She's a sweetheart.
Michael ends up dead, so we know why.
My wife shot me. It's because I said things that are too nice about Tori.
Save the police some time, Michael, just say you did it.
But she's really a nice person.
She is.
She is.
Really, I mean, she's a sweetheart of a person. And she didn't always have to be because she was so good looking. She'd get by with anything.
All right, this will be to Tony. He's broken in half. It's second piece for Tony Aragon. He liked it so much he bought 2.
And that's one soundbite out of one match in June of 1998. It never goes away.
No?
I should be able to monetize that, Michael.
That should be a T-shirt.
There you go.
Thank you for the second one, Tony. He likes those inscriptions, so he bought 2. All right, Steve Fox. He likes It's a Slobber Knocker. And then your signature.
This is really a nice piece right here.
I'll send you home with one. You got an
Nice.
extra.
Look what I wear. Just curiosity, vanity. My ring. I need to wear my ring tonight.
You're a handsome young man. There.
Oh yeah.
It's a Slobber
It's
Knocker.
a slobber knocker. I know that. I know that one.
I want to thank everybody that's in the chat. I know we got a lot of new faces, thanks to Jim and publicizing it for us. They're watching us for the first time, and we got some of our regulars kind of policing things, letting them know how things work around here. I appreciate the support, guys. Shawshank Avaru. He'd like, and this is, we talked about this. Shawshank has told me, he sent me a Facebook message. He said, I want you to personally tell Jim that I learned English watching him. So you want me to personally tell you that.
Give
So,
my personal apologies.
so put two.
Can you use slobber knocker in a sentence? No, I'm kidding.
So put two Shawshank. I'll spell it out.
One of my favorite
Next time.
movies, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. So
It's very redeeming.
it is. SHASHANK. And then put so two Shawshank, and then your English teacher, Jim Ross.
There you go, Shawshank. That is a great movie.
It is. Russell Zaring. If you'd just like you to add, it's a slobber knock. You'll switch to blue up there.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's a slobber knocker?
It's a slobber knocker. Yep. Russell comes to us from Cocoa, Florida.
That's not too far from here. I think Cocoa Beach is where George the Animal Stew used to live.
Was that right?
Mm-hmm. He's missed. Was a nice man. He was a nice man. Jim Myers, the old football coach.
Thank you, Russell. Keep that blue out for Daniel Brewer. We'd like you to add Jim Ross, the voice of wrestling. That's what you'd like.
There you go.
All right, we have two of these for Bobby W. in Pensacola, New Jersey. He wants you on both of these. Just write, it's a slobber knocker. Actually, he wants you to. He's asked specifically in gold, so I know you've been writing those in blue, but just because he asked specifically in gold, so it's a slobber knocker.
Okay. Same thing?
Mm-hmm. Same thing.
I just confirmed an appearance today on the Paul Feinbaum show Monday.
Are you gonna listen to him tell you about how much better Alabama is than everybody else?
Probably. Well, in some cases, he's right.
The last 10 years or so. Yeah.
Yeah. I was in the Superdome the night that Oklahoma beat Alabama. And we were 17.5-point underdogs.
Oh, wow. All right, this will be to Mitch, WWE Hall of Fame 2007. Mitch Fredrickson in Hutchinson, Minnesota. Had a few from Minnesota tonight.
Well, it's so damn cold they don't go outside. They're on the computer.
Yeah.
They're hanging out with us.
It's Hall of Fame. Yeah. Thank you, Mitch. And we have Ryan Perry, Knoxville, Tennessee. It's a slobber knocker, Jim Ross. There we go. Thanks, Ryan. All right. Evan Evans. This is his second one. He likes these inscriptions. He'd like for you to add WWE GOAT commentator and Hall of Fame. You know what that means?
Yeah.
For all you people in England watching, GOAT, greatest of all time. WWE GOAT commentator and Hall of Fame. Thank you, Evan. Notice that you got 2 today. We appreciate it. Nate Poole, you're up. 2, Nate. Good God Almighty. All right, thank you, Nate. All right, Mark Malerba. You want to switch to, you want?
Yeah.
There, I know you like the blue.
I do like them.
Mark Malerba.
You know why blue works better? Blue doesn't fade.
Yeah.
Every other color will fade eventually. Blue is the one. That's what an old collector told me one time. He's always signing blue, kid. Okay.
Mark Malerba wants 2 Mark, good God Almighty. We like to stick to gold and blue because the gold pens show up really nice and silver kind of thin out. So we like to, blue and gold are our 2 preferred.
What do you want?
Good God
Oh,
Almighty.
yeah.
All right, Rich Melber, you're up. He wants 2 Rich, good old JR. Or good old Jim Ross, he actually put on there. So 2 Rich, good old Jim Ross. And then Hall of Fame 07. So Rich Melbourne in Dumont, New Jersey.
There you go, Rich.
DeMarcus Smith, Spartanburg, South Carolina.
Spartanburg.
Put 2 Marcus. He is broken in half. I know you like talking about Oklahoma. Who do you think is the best athlete to come out of Oklahoma?
That's interesting. Probably Leroy Selman. First pick in the draft. Played for one team for all these years, all pro, pillar of the community. Does Marcus want anything else besides, just my name?
He's broken in half.
Okay.
2 Marcus,
Yeah, I
he's
got it.
broken in
Okay.
half.
But, you know, they've had, I'm trying to think, I think we've had 6 Heisman Trophy winners or 7.
2 in a row recently.
Yeah, they had a lot of good ones. But that's what you have to have a great program. You got to have great players.
He is broken in half, and then Jim Ross. Thank you, Marcus.
We've had 3 Heisman Trophy winning quarterbacks in the last decade or so. Well, more than that. Sam Bradford, Jason White, our little men.
No,
that went
White
to-
didn't win the Heisman, did he?
Who? Jason White?
He didn't win the Heisman.
Of course he did. I'll bet you my pay today.
Oh, no, I will not.
Okay.
Well, you still got your pay, but come on.
I'll bet you more.
Oh.
Big boy. No telling him I owe you football.
All right. All right, Andrew Ferguson, Ontario, Canada. 2 Andrew. I'm going to have a bunch of hate tweets now from all the people.
Oh, you'll be all right.
All right, just Jim Ross in Hall of Fame 2007.
There are just so many of them. I'm getting bragging now. Yeah, Jason White won it. Sam Bradford won it. Cotter won it, and Baker, of course, won it. Steve Owens won it as a tailback. Billy Sims won it. So we've had 6 or 7 of those guys.
Oh, we missed one? Okay, let's add for Nate Poole, I forgot to give you a 2 Nate. So if you just add 2 Nate.
NATE?
Yep. Sorry, Nate. We got you, though.
Nothing that couldn't be fixed.
Thanks for watching and pointing it out. Michael Blanton, he'd like to say to the Blanton family.
Okay, I like those.
That's where you know it's going to end up in the living room. It's made out to everybody.
Yeah.
There we go. You get to switch back to your favorite color for Ryan Rapecki in Chicago, Illinois. He wants you to say to Ryan, tougher than a $2 steak. All right, Marshall Sherman, Brooklyn, New York. He'd like a real slobber knocker.
A real slobber knocker.
A real slobber knocker. Yep.
Okay.
All right, guys, we're finishing up these photos, and then we'll get to the helmets and the turnbuckle pads and the books. Marshall Sherman, Brooklyn, New York. Thank you very much.
There you go, sir.
All right, Derek Walters, second piece for you. Switch back to the gold on this one. He just wants to write Jim Ross, WWE Hall of Fame, 2007. Fellow Okie, as we mentioned, in Henrietta, Oklahoma.
Henrietta, home of the Henrietta Hens. You know what famous Heisman Trophy winning quarterback also went to Henrietta?
Who's that?
Troy Aikman.
Oh, wow.
Troy Aikman was the Henrietta Hen. They changed their name. They even tried to go to the Fighting Hens or something, but that didn't work either. I don't know what they are now.
John Napriorella, DePue, New York, just two John, John. All right, thank you, John. Todd Swartz, Williamsville, New York. Just two Todd, Todd. Todd just wanted to let me to tell you he loves your podcast.
Well, good. I appreciate that. We're going to record a show in the morning. Conrad and I.
One of the busiest guys in wrestling, Conrad Thompson.
Oh man, he's ubiquitous. He's
This is-
everywhere.
Ryan Adams would like for you to write Boomer Sooner.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Ryan. We have Dylan Beavers. He'd like. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. I got the pieces messed up. My bad. Charles Watts, but he's making this out to Tony. Tony.
Two Tony on this.
Yep. Thank you. And Dylan Beavers to Dylan. Dylan. What are we doing next, Chelsea? We're going to do, we had 10 helmets. Of course, they sold out almost immediately. We're going to probably switch to a white paint pen on those, right?
I got you.
You got us.
Atta girl.
There you go.
All right, get that one all. You got it primed up, of course, right? Yep. I mean, nothing I have to do with Chelsea's. All right, and we're just going to sign Jim Ross.
Oh, good.
Or you can add whatever you want, but Jim Ross is all we're putting on there. First one's for Garrett Eisenreich. Yeah.
There you go.
Thank you, Garrett.
Where'd you find those at? Online?
Yep, we
Like Amazon or something like that?
yeah, who was that one for? Yep, it was actually on Amazon. Was that for
one's
Garrett?
Garrett, yeah.
This one's for Dallas Eisenreich. All right, Dallas Eisenreich in Rockford, Illinois. Amazon mini helmets. Of course, like everything on Amazon, it's there 2 days later.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I really never used their services to any degree. I'm not a member of Amazon. Every time I go to Whole Foods, I don't know if are you a member of Amazon Prime or whatever.
John Minitucci's getting just one of these. Just your signature.
Yeah. That's about all you can do on these damn things.
Michael Mazzia. This one's for you.
Hey, Michael.
Darren Lilly, you're next. St. Louis, Missouri. Drew Smith, Amherst, New York. Books next. And Dan Sousa. Daniel Rayleigh. I think these helmets are a must on any of your signings coming up. They were a very popular item, so
Yeah?
probably need to add it to the store.
Before I get out, I'd like to give me the contact info.
Yeah.
You could, I'd appreciate it. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
How much are these selling for?
We sold these for $50 signed.
Wow.
And Daniel Rayleigh snuck a picture in there too, so,
Just my signature?
yep, just your signature.
Okay.
Daniel was in Kathleen, Georgia. Now we're moving on to books, guys.
Anyone else? There's 2 more helmets, but they're with turnbuckles.
Okay, so there's got 2 more helmets to come up, but they're paired with turnbuckles, so we're gonna wait on those. You want to switch to blue on this one? You
Yes,
said,
sir.
right?
Yeah.
All right, Aubrey Wright. I'd like it to be to Aubrey, Aubrey. Thank you, Aubrey.
Aubrey, thanks.
All right, this is a second piece for Patrick. You want to do that page or that page? What's your preference? Not the table of comments, though.
No. We'll do this.
Okay.
Yes, yeah.
Patrick with Patrik, no C. He had a photo earlier we did to him. So it's to Patrick. Enjoy the book.
P-A-T-R.
I-K. And then enjoy the book. There you go. Thank you, Patrick. Kyle Lockhart. You got a photo as well. If you could put to Kyle, keep working card. There you go. And you also picked up a book. You just put to Kyle. Enjoy the book.
Oh,
All right. Eric Koffold in Colorado Springs, Colorado. He'd like to Eric, E-R-I-C, Hall of Fame 2007.
there you go, Eric.
All right. We have Karen Garrison. Just want your signature on this one. Karen Garrison in 96, South Carolina. And guys, normally when we drop everything for the next week at Sunday at 12 noon. Yep, that's perfect. But we're usually doing that at the last second because a member that updates the website will be traveling at that time. He went ahead and he's updated it right now, so you can kind of take a glance at everything that you're going to be able to order at Sunday at 12 noon. Big Bob Satin, if you could put My God, WWE Hall of Famer.
Okay, my God. It's not Big Bob and all that?
Nope,
Or it is?
just My God.
Okay,
And then Jim Ross, Hall of Fame.
gotcha.
Bob asked the question, what it's like working with Excalibur. I've known Excalibur for many years.
Yeah.
Due to his involvement with PWG. Was Excalibur someone you were aware of before he joined you on the team? Was that a guy that was on a radar for you, or
No,
no?
I'd heard of his work being good, but I didn't access on streaming the PWG events.
Right.
So, but I had friends that had wrestled out there that said he does a really good job. And so that when they hired him, he was part of that Young Bucks,
Yeah.
PWG guys, you know, and they filled a lot of slots in our company.
Yeah.
But I've been on his, he had not been on my radar, but I really enjoyed working with him. I've actually pulled back from doing a lot of the play-by-play to give him more room to do his thing. Because, like I said earlier, the irony is that Shivani and Excalibur and JR are all play-by-play guys. It's like dancing. If you're used to being in the lead and you got to follow, sometimes it's not as smooth as you'd like. And I think that's what we're still working on in our group. But on that on that observer thing, three of the top four announcers voted by his people were all AEW guys. I think that speaks well for our team. So, but he, you know, Excalibur's, and he's going to get better. Not that he's not good now; he's very good. But the point being is he'd never been on a national stage before.
Right.
So
There's nowhere to learn how to be a wrestling commentator. It's,
No.
it's an on-the-job training.
yeah, and I'm glad I can help him a little bit because I want to play things forward.
Sure.
Like I told you, he's only got to win 13 more of them to tie me.
All right, if you can make this one out, to Nolan, Nolan. This is
To Nolan, loves your fastball. This is a signature?
yep.
But he's fun to work with. He's the smartest guy in the room.
He's a smart one.
Yeah.
This one's going to be made out to Tunima, N-I-M-A.
N-I-M-A.
Nima Baziri.
And we're giving everybody a good signature,
It's a great signature.
and they're all real.
Yes.
You can actually read it.
We've seen a lot of signatures where it's...
Man, yeah, where you sign a poster with a bunch of people on it.
Yeah.
Who's that? Who's that? So,
So this one's just your signature.
okay.
Yep, just a signature on this one. This one's going to be mailed out to Patrick Murray in Medford, Massachusetts. Thank you, Patrick.
I think some wrestlers saw somebody famous's autograph that had to be translated for them, and they thought that you got to write a signature like that to be cool.
I think that it's the John Cena effect, I think.
Yeah, he just kind of did a symbol.
Yep.
He did a lot of them,
We
boy.
did. All right, this is for John Fortes. Put to John Boomer Sooner.
J-O-H-N.
There you go. Thank you, John.
Good job, John. Boomer Center, buddy.
Michael Brewer, Greensboro, North Carolina. To Michael, and then go Sooners. There we go. Thank you, Michael. Michael Brewer, Greensboro. David Furla. He said he'd like it to just say the last voice of wrestling, Jim Ross. Jim Ross.
The last voice?
The last voice of wrestling. That's what he asked. I know. I would have just put the voice of wrestling. He said the last voice.
Yeah, I would do that too, but I'll do what he says. He's the paying customer, right?
That's right. That's what he wants. There we go.
That's a dandy.
There you go, David. Nicholas Luderis. Just wants your signature. Nothing
Nothing fancy.
Nothing fancy. Nice and easy.
We're having about our 6th meeting next week with some people in Los Angeles. A big-time writer out there that's got a bunch of shows on TV has read this book in Slobberknocker and loves them. So he's pitching us to do a movie.
That'd be neat.
So, you know, there's so many imagination hoops you got to jump through.
Yeah.
But
This is
nonetheless,
just your signature. This one's for Beth Long and Joe Storm, old friends of ours. Live in High Point, North Carolina. You can head out to Storm Apparel. Well, you guys are looking for some T-shirts.
yeah, that's a nice town.
Yeah, nice town.
I enjoyed my
Buy some furniture from there maybe once.
excursion through North Carolina when I first came to work with Crockett, and I was traveling with Bob Cottle to these TVs we were doing in the Carolinas. What a beautiful man he was and is. But I was interested in a lot of those places. Bob was an expert on Tar Helia, big time.
This will be to Bill Nolan, Horsham, Pennsylvania.
Probably the best traveling partner I ever had, Bob Cottle.
Really, best traveling partner. That's a statement. I'm sure you've had a few.
Yeah. Well, you know, you don't like to travel with people that trash your car or the rental car or abuse it and all that stuff, or bitching and complaining all the time. All Bob and I were debating was where we stopped to eat.
All right, now we established they're the paying customer, right? They would like to the game. That's right, to the game.
To the game.
to the game. And
Yeah.
that Jezebel pig. I have no idea what that means.
Uh-oh.
That's quite a nickname, but they are the paying customer. I'll give them what they want.
Yeah. Well, Jezebel's one of my things.
Yeah.
We know what that is. Jezabel.
Yeah, I think we're going to spell it how they asked. Jezebele.
Jez.
Jezebele.
Wow.
Yep, pig.
Big I got.
There we go. I have no idea.
It sounds like a couple of nicknames.
It does.
Insider talk.
Well, they're in Santa Monica, California.
Oh.
Maybe if you're watching, you tell us what that means, because I have no idea.
They are, that's a good town too, Santa Monica.
This will be to Andy. He's broken in half. This is for Andrew Metz in Watertown, New York. Guys, don't panic. If you have a micro brawler or two, I know we have a few of those, and then we're going to end with the turnbuckles. So if you haven't seen your item, we're just kind of trying to keep the pieces together. Right now we're finishing up the books. Thank you, Andrew Metz. Justin Hill. Just like to write Jim Ross, WWE Hall of Fame, and then / AEW announcer. There you go. Thank you, Justin. This next one's nice. How about to John? You like that?
I can dig it.
All right. John Harvey.
With an H.
John. It's not your car, I hope.
Might as well farther down. Look
All right. Steve Mesa, we're signing your book now. Steve from Pembroke Pines.
See, Steve, it's all you, baby.
To Steve.
To Steve. That's a good start. Creative start, Steve.
And then AKA
To-
to Steve. AKA, like also known as.
Yeah.
Mesa, MESA. Media, MEDIA. Mesa Media. There we go. Everyone's got a nickname today.
Yep, everybody's got a gimmick. Remember what Young Rock says? You gotta live your gimmick.
All right, this is for Richard Duran. He said, whatever you want, author's choice.
What's his name, Richard?
Richard Duran?
You know, I could do this a lot faster, but it'd be cheating the customer.
You don't want to do that, and especially not on the book, right?
Not on anything, but yeah, especially the book.
Eli Eifert, just to Eli, E-L-I.
You guys aren't gonna drive back tonight, are you?
No, we're going to enjoy the sunrise and a cup of coffee on your beach, and then we're going to
There you go.
head back. Stephen Harlan in the UK. He just wants you to write, it's a slobberknocker. we're rounding the corner, guys. We're finishing up the books, and then we're going to get to the main event, the turnbuckle pads. That's not as fun to say, though. Micro brawlers and trading cards, not as much fun. All right, thank you, Stephen. Andy Garcia. This will be 2 Andy, and then good old JR.
To Andy.
Mm-hmm. You know, the nice part about the books, Jim, is you get paid twice. You get paid for me buying the books, and then you
Yeah.
get paid for signing the
Oh,
books,
yeah,
right?
double.
How about that?
Like the federal government, I'm double dipping.
2 Andy, good old JR.
Double dipping.
All right, thank you, Andy. Joseph Sanchez. He just wants you to write your signature, nothing extra.
Consider it done. You know, a lot of people don't want these personalized because they make more value to resell them without their name on it, obviously. You know what I mean? I could always tell that. Especially when fans back in the day when they meet you at the airport, they have like 20 of the same picture. They want you to sign them all.
We had one person, a female actually, say that when she does that, she signs him as John Cena. This will be for Eric Fowler. To Eric, ERIC. Enjoy the read. That's a pretty way, right? Pretty good way of dealing with an airport customer. Just sign it to someone else.
I told him, I said, then he started to come, and in addition to the autographs, he wanted to take photos, selfies, right?
Right.
I said, you got more selfies with me than my grandchildren. You're everywhere. What do you do with all this stuff? Oh, I save it and I collect it. No, you sell it. That's what you do. Come on. Hey, it's not worth the interrogation. Just do it.
All right, well, instead of paying you, I'll just show up at the airport. I'll come.
Yeah. No, I'll take you there.
Okay.
You've already paid me.
Yeah, I did. Ryan Watson. To Ryan, best wishes.
To Ryan.
Ryan's in the UK. Global fan base. Jim Ross.
Why not? Pardon me.
All right, thank you, Ryan. Chaz Kangas. Chaz in Columbia Heights, Minnesota. Have this made out to Chaz, C-H-A-Z. Chaz wanted me to tell you your cookbook ignited his cooking passion.
Oh, good. I enjoy hearing that. I'm a foodie. If I could make a living doing being a foodie, I probably would have tried. I did try. I had 2 restaurants.
That's a tough business.
Well, what happened was I had 2 of them, and they were both doing well, believe it or not. We decided, my partner had an opportunity to make a lot of money, and me make some too, converting our one barbecue place into a sports bar. And it's killing it now even. So we moved all the barbecue stuff to Norman.
Slobberknocker. Jim Ross.
Yeah.
And then WWE Hall of Fame. This is for Richard Reese. Richard sent in a bunch of great pieces this week. We appreciate it, Richard. Thank you very much.
So everything moved to Norman, and then after we got to Norman, after we continued to work in Norman, the exit off the interstate, I was off the I-35 between Main Street and Lindsay. Lindsay's where the stadium is, it's college. Of course, Main Street's the main drag in Norman. They shut down the exit on Main Street, so you had to turn to get to my place, which is on the access road, a mile early or a mile late, and we sneak your way back. It was a kiss of death.
Yeah, yeah. Just write 07 there, just because he specifically had requested. There you go.
Oh, he got it.
Exactly what you wanted, Richie.
Well,
All right.
so even while I love that business and have fun as hell doing it,
Sometimes it's out of your control, right?
well, yeah, I couldn't control the State Department of Transportation. And here's the deal, the exit is closed over a year.
Yeah. So it probably decimated
Construction.
everybody right there.
Oh, everybody, yeah. A lot of people went
All right.
belly up.
Ron Head, Louisville, Kentucky. You're up to Ron Head. Ronhed. And they want you to write, good God. There we go. Thank you, Ron. All right, Zach Bass, just want you to write Boomer Sooner, and then your signature.
There you go.
All right, thank you, Zach. Cody Cholin in Greenville, North Carolina. Just a 2 Cody is all we need on that one.
Okay.
All right, next one's for Robert Sestata. 2 Robert. Boomer Sooner. Robert's from Bryan, Texas.
Yeah, the home of Texas A&M. Well, let's call it station. But close.
Yeah, he's a fan of Texas A&M.
Yeah.
So 2 Robert, Boomer Sooner.
There you go.
All right. Nathan Dill, Sparks, Nevada, would like for you to add, you can reach your goals, just believe. All right, I'd like this to be to Nathan. Enjoy the memories. Liam Shaw, you're up. This would just be to Liam, Liam. There you go. Lamont Liverpool. This will be just tougher than a $2 steak.
He's in Liverpool?
Nope.
Oh, it's his name.
No, Lamont Liverpool's his name. He's in Fresh Meadows, New York, but he just wants you to write tougher than a $2 steak.
You got it.
And guys, I see we have 2 lines when you order these things. We have a personalization line, and then we have a question or a statement line. So if you put a personalization in that question or statement line, we kind of disregard it. We try to limit these to where it's not too long. Tougher than a $2 steak. Try to keep these to 25 characters or less, just because you can see. Otherwise, these signings do take a while. We try to be fair to everybody, but.
Yeah.
All right, Ruben Oliveras. This will be just to Ruben, R-U-B-U-N.
What is it again?
To Ruben,
R-U-B-E-N, okay.
E-N. I'm sorry, I said U-N. You knew that was wrong. You heard it.
I heard
you
it.
knew it was wrong.
Something was not working.
Yep.
That's it, right?
Yep. Yeah, the way you can help us grow and continue doing this for you guys is share the button. Let your friends on Facebook know that we're doing this. We do these shows at least twice a week. Rachel Kelly in Hodgenton, Kentucky. Just to Rachel, R-A-C-H-E-L. When you hit the like button for us, when you hit the share button for us, it reaches your friends, your family. It's a big help to us. If you want to peek ahead at what we're doing for the rest of the month, actually I should say for next month, you go to highspotsauctions.com, look at our mail order options. We've kind of disclosed almost everybody that we are working with in March. We may have one more late edition. All right, Travis Early. This will be to Travis. Is that all the books? All right, all the books are done. We got a couple odds and ends here, but then we're going to get to these turnbuckles and wrap things up tonight.
Yeah, because my kidneys are screaming.
Well, we can take a break for you, and I can get some stuff reset. So if you need,
Yeah, I need a little.
You need a little young man break. We can do that.
Yeah, old guy.
Okay.
My
Don't stop you.
bladder's about the size of a walnut.
Yeah. Well, we'll go to. I can fill some time here.
Yeah. Sell.
So you finish this last book, and then we'll give you a little break. We'll stretch those legs.
But we've done a good job.
You've done a great job.
Everybody's signature is clean and authentic.
And that takes longer than a
Well,
scribble.
you should do that.
Yep.
Sure.
So we're going to give Jim a little 5-minute break, or,
Yeah.
or whatever time you need. I'll fill some time, and maybe I'll take a few questions. You got any questions about what's going on for the next month, and then we're going to wrap things up here when we come back. We got all the turnbuckles, got some micro brawlers, a couple of trading cards, but for the most part, we're approaching the finish line with the turnbuckles. So
Well, if I see anybody you guys know, let them know you're thinking about them.
as we mentioned earlier in the show, we had a little bit of a change in schedule. Next Thursday, originally, we were going to have Kip Sabian and Penelope Ford joining us. Just due to some travel issues, just because some flights were already pre-booked. We couldn't make it work around what was already pre-booked. We didn't want to have AEW change their flights. We just kind of swapped out them for Miro. So Miro's going to be joining us on Thursday. He was already planning to be around us in April. This kind of worked out. He was going to be in Jacksonville. He had a couple of days off, so we're gonna pick him up between big TV and pay-per-view. We just added someone today. You haven't put him up yet, right? You did put him up. Best Friends is going to be joining us on April 1st. I've been hammering away at Trent and Chuck, getting them back. Good old friends of Highspots. Before they joined AEW, they've done so many crazy hosted interviews for us. It's going to be great to have them back in a virtual signing after they've had their national TV exposure. Looking forward to working with Chuck and Trent. We're going to make all the mail-ins live for them next week. So we've been holding off because we've been getting all these mail-ins for JR, for Tori, for Kevin Nash, Chris Hero even. We wanted to put a little space between our loaded March lineup. I don't know if Big Steak's got the calendar queued up by now, but we dropped what's going on in March a couple days ago. I think we put the graphic up for the first time last night on VGT. But wow, what a loaded lineup we have for you in March. And as I mentioned, there might even be one more addition to the calendar. We're waiting on a guy that's kind of dragging his feet to give us a confirmation. But right now it looks like, obviously Miro's going to be next Thursday. Terry Runnels will be our first sign it live. We're obviously taking Tuesday off. We're still getting back and unpacking. So Terry Reynolds will be our guest to Sign It Live. It's going to be the first time that we had our Zoom meetings. We're not 100% sure it's going to be through Zoom, but we're going to be doing a virtual teleconference. So you'll be able to join in and get a back and forth, not just watching her sign stuff, but kind of a back and forth interaction. Something a lot of people would be requesting for a couple months, and we're gonna start it off with Terry Reynolds. Then good friends of ours, Sammy Callahan and his lovely girlfriend Jessica Havoc will be joining us for a virtual gimmick table. We've worked with Sammy for years. They're doing some great things with Impact. Going to let them come on board, and we're going to have a absolutely loaded VGT night that night. The merchandise is going to be insane. Then we're going to go with our old friend of ours, Layla Hirsch, Sign It Live. Layla worked for Queens of Combat when she left to go to Japan. She came back, made an outstanding impression on AEW after her first match, and what do you know? She's a newly signed AEW superstar. Then someone that I just got to know probably in the last year, QT Marshall. Really want to give QT an opportunity to meet our fans. He's a really good guy. He's done a lot for wrestling. He's done a lot for AEW. I think he's going to be a great guest. So maybe even if you're not a huge fan of QT, I think after seeing him on VGT that you certainly will be. I know, just one of those good guys that Highspots has had the opportunity to work with a lot over the last year. Finishing up the month, yes, somehow we got him as part of a virtual. We were going to do this as a private signing with Michael P.S. Hayes, and then he actually said, hey, we could do one of those virtuals. He got permission from his management. We're going to head down to Bad Street, do a Sign It Live with Michael P.S. Hayes. I know that a recently released Mattel Elite figure is going to be a very popular item. We're going to have those for sale, so if that's the item that you're targeting, you don't need to run out and buy one. We'll have one for sale for you. We're also going to do Lita. Since this pandemic started, I've had a very short list of guests that I want to work with as a high priority. Lita was at the top. Finally, the calendars are working out. Lita's going to do her first virtual on March 25th for us. Last Sign It Live of the month is going to be the Hangman, Adam Page. He came to Highspots earlier in the year, or actually 2020, was on a virtual gimmick table, but you know, he's had this big item come out since then, this AEW figure, and although we cannot on camera sign any AEW figures, privately he could sign some, and if you want to send in yours through the mail, there's an opportunity to do so. We'll not be able to sign AEW figures on camera, but we will document those off camera for you, and then, you know, not coincidentally, the VGT to follow involves best friends. You may see a signed AEW Adam Page figure on that particular show. Let's see. If you have an item, if you're saying, hey, well, I didn't see my item signed and it was ordered with a turnbuckle, we've kept them together. So if you have like a photo or a helmet or a micro brawler that's paired with the turnbuckle, we're gonna do these here at the end. And then, hey, while we're waiting on Jim, why don't we do this? You want to do a quick auction while we're waiting? Let's do one. How about this one? We had a ringside, a couple people sent these in, a ringside collection series 2 Jim Ross figure. Let's do that. Ringside collection, We're going to put this on an auction. All our auctions start at $5. While we're doing his turnbuckle pads, we'll run this through. Anybody who wanted a signed figure, Jim Ross, here's your opportunity. You just say bid on your War Tony action figure. That's right. If you look on there, it says War Tony on his chest. We have no idea why that happened, but so be it. There we go. So that bid was started. Jim, are you back? You ready to finish these pieces up?
Yeah.
We've got a few pieces to finish up before we get to the main event, the turnbuckle pads.
How many of those have got? 1,000?
About 1,000, 1,002. Where was that? Oh, there it is. That's all right. I know you like it. I bet you don't ask for much, but you saw a turnbuckle and you're like, yeah, I like one of those.
I think they're cool.
Tim Haber, we got a few pieces for you. Got that micro ball. If you just write Jim Ross on that.
Okay.
And if you could just on that one write WWF, good old JR as the inscription. WWF, good old JR.
Okay.
That's what they want. They want what they want.
Now, does that mean also sign my name?
Sure.
Okay,
yeah,
I would
good
think, right?
Yeah. Good old JR is just the inscription. It's not the signature.
Okay. Well, there you
But
go.
if you said good old Jim Ross, then it becomes the signature.
Correct. You're so right.
All right. Marcus per call. Just your signature, Jim Ross, on that.
There's not much more you can do on this, Michael.
Nope.
Your signature, this little.
Jim, it's a good thing you have a short name, or else
No
we wouldn't
kidding.
even get that.
They can get shorter. JR. Late at night with signings, it goes down to JR pretty quick. There you go. That looks good though.
It does. Hold that pen. We're going to do this one for Chad Smith.
Okay.
Do that one for Matthew Grundy. Raymond Williams. For Jorge Lopez.
Jorge Lopez.
Kevin James.
Oh, I loved him in that one TV show he was on. What was his name? King of Queens? He also went to high school with Mick Foley.
Is that right?
Kevin James, yeah.
That one's already signed, right?
No, it's not mixed.
Yeah, that one's already signed. So that one we did. All right, let's see. Keep that pen out for John Fox.
Oh, former coach of the Carolina Panthers.
The good old days.
John, I got a picture here for you, but I'm going to come back to it after I get the rest of these microballers done while he's got the same pen in his hand. Michael Davis.
There you go.
Mike Sheehy.
You got a machine going here, man.
You like that, right? Rapid fire. No inscriptions allowed because there's not enough space.
Yeah, there's not much room in that baby.
Doug Purvis. We would have been done at this pace.
Yeah, but it wouldn't have been as much fun.
Freddie Betancourt.
Freddie,
Chris Neves.
he owes me money.
Chris owes you money, huh? All right,
That's
I'm going
line-
to take that pen for you.
Line from Stripes. Barnaky, he owes me money.
All right, this one's going to be made out to Chris the Dream.
To Chris the Dream.
That's right.
You say so, Chris.
And are we done with this auction? Did we get through it that fast? Wow.
Yep.
All right, going back to John Fox, he just wants it to say to John, tougher than a $2 steak. All right, it looks like Drew Smith is going to be the winner of this action figure auction. I'll give it 10 seconds for one other person, and then we'll clear it to Drew Smith. All right, thank you, John Fox. Keep that blue pen out for these. This one's for Josh Whitaker, both of these cards.
Some in blue?
I think that one in blue at least, right?
Yeah.
Maybe this one will try maybe
you
a silver.
need- yeah, something
Yeah.
contrasting.
No? Don't want to take a chance on silver? Is that what that whistle was for? No, that one we'll do in blue.
You guys have got your own language. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Neither do I,
That's probably a
honestly.
good thing, actually. Okay,
All right, try that one.
that'll
silver.
work. I've
That'll be
done
good.
silver on this card. WrestleMania 20. Matter of fact, in the morning, as we talk right now, I'm recording next week or week after this podcast about WrestleMania 20.
Oh, wow, that's a great topic.
It was a good show too. That's when I think Eddie and Benoit both won titles.
All right, Josh Whitaker, you're getting your card signed right now, Salt Lake City, Utah.
And they're both under 6 feet tall.
That was a real change when they decided let's get the best performers
I saw
hold
somebody
those
named.
belts.
Go ahead.
Adrian Gallup, we'll put that one in. I'm sorry, I cut you off there, Jim.
Oh, I just saw that guy's name there, Vince McCormick. I thought Vince McMahon was bidding on something.
I don't think Jim's watching Vince is watching Facebook auctions. If he is, it's certainly not mine. Renee Miller, we're signing your card now.
Okay.
All right, there we go. And Travis Early, sign the card for you.
There you
All right,
go.
maybe we'll switch to blue on these final two.
Blue it is.
Tim Haber, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Got that one signed for you.
That's an old WCW card.
Mm-hmm.
Pre-Bell's Palsy days. I could actually smile. Oh, such a ruggedly handsome young dude.
Amanda Yarbrough. I think got the last card here for you, and then I think we're on the turnbuckles, right? We got anything else other than turnbuckles left in the winning auction for Drew Smith? We sent you an invoice. You pay that up, and we'll get this figure signed and probably finish up the show with it. We got some turnbuckles to go, and if you ordered anything with the
Is
turnbuckles,
this,
did we miss? Oh no, we were going to do an auction on this one, but we're just going to take that one off since we're running a little short on time.
all right.
All right, we're going to take this. We're going to do a white paint pen, I think, on these, right? Is that
Want
what
to do
we're
white?
Oh, what do you want to do?
I was gonna do silver.
Silver it is. Silver paint pen.
Just white,
Why not?
white fades on.
All right, silver. That is what Chelsea said we're going to do. We're going to stick to it.
You also need to subscribe at Hall of Fame and then the year, please.
Okay.
How about my ATM number, my birth date, my personal phone number?
All right, we got a
I'm kidding.
junior. We got a turnbuckle, but you also got a microballer, so we're just going to
Yeah.
squeeze in a microballer for you.
Leave that out together.
There's a couple more of those. Okay, I'll just put them to the side.
There you go. There you go.
All right, the first turnbuckle that. Have you ever signed a turnbuckle with your face on it before?
Nope.
Your name? Well, there we go. It's a first.
You
But
dropped
you don't
it.
get to say that a lot.
You dropped the lid.
Yeah.
You know, if I'd have signed on these babies, I'd have signed this one in red.
Well,
I'm going to sign mine to take home in red.
Okay.
Because it brings it right there.
well, I'll tell you what. Is this yours?
I don't know. It's up
We
to
got an
you.
extra,
No,
right?
I'll grab it.
Let's see how it looks in red before we go up. Sometimes when we sign red on top of black,
It'll fade.
it doesn't. It kind of like fades in. So,
So you don't think it's good? Okay.
that's why we typically do a silver. But
I may sign mine in red to see what it looks like.
well, go ahead. If you want to sign yours in red, just see what it looks like. And everyone's gonna be like, I want red.
Yeah. Everybody's saying red, but let them know
Yeah.
that it will be pink by the time
Yes.
you get to you.
Yeah.
Yes, this will not look this good in a week. that is what we've learned. The red fades, it turns to a pinkish, and it kind of thins out a little bit. But it does look good now.
Show it to them.
Let's show it to them. I'm not sure we're gonna have the time to. Okay, give me another one now. Let's do a silver. Let's do this one for Junior Martin.
A silver?
Yeah, we'll just
Okay.
do.
Give me your silver and I'll write her down.
This one will stand out and it'll look the same. What do you think, Jim?
This don't look bad. I like silver. Okay, that's all they need, right? That?
They both look good now. Yep. They both look good now. I will tell you that the silver's going to look like this, a month from now, and the red's not. All right, let's just put this one in front of you real quick. We have Kevin James, Berwyn, Illinois. It seems like most of the people are in for the silver. I mean, I did kind of push them that direction, telling them what it's going to look
It's all
like
right.
in a week.
No, it looks good.
Yeah. All right, so Kevin James also with a turnbuckle pad.
Hold on.
There you go.
There we go. All right. We did allow them to add a name if they wanted. On this one, Anthony Esposito wants you to write to Anthony. There we go. Looks fantastic. The penmanship's holding up even almost 3 hours later, Jim.
I know. I'm
All right.
facing myself the second half.
Joshua Yonker, just the Jim Ross Hall of Fame. Oh, I assure you, you said half. We're definitely in the very, very home stretch. So
Beautiful. Because mountain's facing out. When you start having to recall who you are. I said, who I am tonight? Oh yeah, that guy.
all right, there you go, Josh.
Those are cool items.
Yeah, they are.
They're really cool items. That's a real good idea, Michael.
He wants you to write Jesse, Jesse, Slobberknockers. Jesse Slobberknockers. That's his name tonight. Jesse. So typically we will put these on a very short run, just because of the timing, and I knew the interest that these would have. We made a few more of these than we normally do. You guys can count; you'll see how many we made. So. There we go. Thank you, Jesse Vaughn. All right, let's see, Michael Carter. This will just be to Mike. Mike. There we go. I'm going to sneak in second piece from Mike. He just wants that to say, it's a slobber knocker. Oh,
I have to say.
there we go. More. Nice fresh stack. All right, Donald Casamano. Switch over to that one. This will just be Jim Ross.
Yeah. Gotcha. Yep.
Oh my God. Thank you, Donnie. David Gravely in Pickens, South Carolina. I'm going to add a to David to that one. A couple people may notice that this is a slightly different version of the turnbuckle. This is actually the first time we've actually used it as a patch. We use a vinyl patch on this one. Sometimes we'll UV print them. A vinyl patch. This particular design worked out. We wanted to see if it's a little faster process for us. We're going to sneak this one in for David. He wants you to put David's Man Cave.
David's Man Cave?
That's right. Probably go back and forth between the UV printed, we have embroidery, and we have this new method. So we're probably going to see all three methods moving forward. Allows us to keep up with the pace of the interest of these turnbuckle pads. An embroidery machine can only go so quickly, Jim.
Yeah. Well, they look good. It's a good. It's a unique wrestling art memorabilia.
All right, just your signature on this one for Lucas Patterson.
And that black, the hat.
Like that hat?
Pops, yeah, it's great. Pops out nicely. That what'd you say to who?
Just your
Okay,
name
just
and Hall of Fame on this
okay.
one. Yep.
Okie doke.
Lucas is in Indianapolis, Indiana tonight. Thank you. Wayne Jewett, just your signature on this one.
You spend any time in Indianapolis?
I've briefly passed through it, never really.
They got a
spent
great steakhouse there, St. Elmo's.
time. Okay.
And they make the hottest, most flavorful cocktail sauce. And it's hardly you see anybody that didn't order a shrimp cocktail, either split with their buddies or
Yeah.
a table or what have you. Unbelievable.
All right. My wife's watching. Write that one down. I know that she's a. We travel based on where she wants to eat, basically.
St. Elmo's. And when they have the combine there, it's a place everybody goes to be seen.
Mm-hmm.
Because the food is, I guess, old, feels like a,
A lot of
Morton's.
probably a lot of agents buying some steak dinners while they're in town, right?
oh, you're not lying.
All right, Jonathan Carrillo
Last time I was there, I ate the bar with Shivani and Raphael Morphy.
to Jonathan, Jon.
To Jon
A.
A
TH.
Than.
Yep. Awesome. Thank you, Jonathan. All right. Christian Lopez, just your signature on this one. There you go. Christian, Frank Ferraro, this one's for you, just your signature. And all right, Stephen Harland, just your signature. There we go. And let's see, Doug George, just your signature. Doug's got an inscription on this piece that he bought with this that I cannot believe it's the first time we're writing it tonight. I really can't. He wants you to sign this piece, and his inscription says, "To Doug, stop the damn match." How did we go this long without that inscription? Awesome. Let's see, Casey Collins, if you could just put Mid-South Memories, KTBS.
Okay. I did a lot of TV there.
Shreveport, Louisiana is where Casey's from.
Mm-hmm. One of my highlights in my career was going to lunch with Ernie Ladd and Cowboy after we did TV interviews on Tuesdays. I think it was, Tuesdays. And Wednesday night was the TV taping. So, but the interesting part about it was the diversity of things they discussed.
Oh, I bet that was quite a bunch.
Oh yeah, it was really amazing.
It was a
Political, religion. You know, I don't ever talk about religion or politics in my podcast unless I'm just ripping on somebody, have some fun, because I don't know enough about it. I bailed out of politics when most of those in office became professional politicians and not public servants.
That's the truth. I just added 2 Casey on this one because this one's for Casey Collins.
C-A-S-E-Y?
That's right. I met Ernie Ladd one time. I did, we used to do those shoot interviews, and I had been bugging him about doing it. He didn't want to do it, and then he said, "Hey, I'll tell you what. If you could be here," and it was like 2 days. He goes, "If you could come to New Orleans in 2 days, I'll do it." He says, "Meet me at the Marriott on Canal Street." So, of course, I got in the car. We drove it all out there. They put us up in the presidential suite.
Really?
Yep.
Nice.
He was that important. They put him. I didn't get the room. I guess he knew somebody.
Oh, you think?
He knew everybody.
Yeah.
Not somebody. He knew everybody.
Yeah, everybody.
All right.
He didn't pay for many meals down there.
Probably not. All right. This one we're going to add to Graham and Jessica.
Good.
All right, there we go. Just borrow this pen from you because they also picked up one of your books, and I'd like for you to write restaurant quality P plus P. Restaurant quality.
P plus. Wonder what that means.
I don't know.
Oh, I know what it means. Picture in picture.
Ah,
God dang. That's funny. R-E-S-T-A-U-R.
you are A-N-T.
Man, he's right. He's lighting that computer up over there.
He is.
Or is he playing video games?
I think he,
Probably the latter.
I'm not kidding.
all right, Dave Hancock. This will
Not
be-
Dave Hancock.
Yeah, that Dave Hancock.
That son of a...
Yeah, you know him. Let's switch back to that. He wants you to write to Dave. Dave actually does JR's social media for Grill and JR.
How about that?
Yeah, small world.
Conrad's has developed a really good crew as far as how they help me and graphics and background information, show prep. Boy, people that didn't buy it on these turnbuckles are going to regret it. It's cool.
That's true.
Really nice.
I'm gonna sneak one in before the turnbuckle on this one. This is gonna be made out to Dan Sky, D-A-N Sky, Dan Sky. If you could just add the inscription, Voice of Wrestling.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Dan. This is Dan's turnbuckle pad here, just your signature. That book goes with this one.
Okay.
Yep. There we go. Thank you, Dan Sky.
Dan Sky.
Sky High, Dan Sky. All right, just put this one to Adrian, A-D-R-I-A-N. It's for Adrian Gallup, Southampton, UK. you go.
There you go. That's a beautiful signature.
That was A plus. A plus. Clint Hale, just your signature. Sometimes you just look at him like, yeah, that one was perfect. That one was good.
Yeah. Hey, it's really lucky they're legible at this point in time. I've been up a long time today,
Michael Jones.
as you guys have. Just the signature.
Yep. I just assumed beach life meant big long naps in the middle of the day.
Yeah, they're nice too.
All right, Alan Sambrook, just your signature. You got another silver pen?
I can get you one.
Let me, or I can just.
It's going to be all right.
I'm gonna re-prep it for
There's
you if you
another
want.
one in there.
There is?
Yeah.
There we go. It's going again.
It'll go.
There we go. All right, Derek Walters, you've been all over it tonight. I'll get your turnbuckle pad signed for you, just your signature. I think we have 4 more turnbuckles to sign.
There you go, big boy.
Looking good. What you got for me, Chelsea?
Okay. Got 2 helmets.
Let's just let's just do all the turnbuckles and then we'll come back for the helmets. Just that way you don't have to change pens. All right, John McCarthy, just the signature on that. Beautiful. Chris Lavarone, just a signature. Actually, no, I'm sorry. 2 Chris. Added 2 Chris onto it.
This one is J. J.
That was a different name, though, wasn't it? Did I call Jonathan McCarthy? I don't remember calling him. I called Chris Lavarone. Who was that before?
These 2 are down here.
All right, I'll add it. Let's see. Let's add a 2J. That's for Jonathan McCarthy. So just add JAY, 2J.
Okay.
There we go. All right, Keith Spano. I'm going to come back for that helmet. Just keep the silver pen going. Same with you, Juan Santos. I'm going to come back for that helmet. Just want you to sign it to Juan.
JUAN, correct?
That's correct.
There you go.
All right. Fellow Oklahoma alum, Lisa Cummings. To Lisa Cummings. There's a class of 1979 OU.
Right. Cummings.
Lisa Cummings.
CUMM.
Call the names out for those.
1 second.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
She got a little extra.
Oh yeah, she gets the OU. I like that.
Interlocking OU.
Everybody got jealous. Who's this one for?
Juan Santos used the deco. to
The
stay
deco?
consistent, yeah.
Okay. Juan, we just signed your turnbuckle pad coming back for the helmet. And the auction, that's it, right?
Yep.
Good. Where's that auction figure you got?
Right.
All right, and final helmet was for
Keith Spano.
Keith Spano.
Red paint.
Oh. He runs that right. Okay, that's funny. There we go, Keith. All right, Jim, I got one more to go. You'll love this one. Back to that red paint pen that we started with.
Yeah, I love it.
We want you to write Jim Ross and then parentheses War Tony, because that's your
Yeah, I got
Right
it.
there.
Yeah,
WWE Hall of Fame.
okay. Poor Tony. How the hell would you do that?
I don't know, but I have a feeling this
It's
might be
one- I think it was my first action figure for them.
yeah.
And yeah, or maybe there's one before that, but it's one of the first two action figures I ever had in WWE, and they screwed it up. I was very dejected, Michael.
I'm sure they meant to put Raw's War or something.
Of course, yeah.
There is a variant that says Raw's War.
Oh, really?
And this is just the first one they did, then they came out with the second one.
They didn't proofread or work.
I think someone was having a little fun with that.
Well, it might have been one of those things that got lost in the Chinese translation, maybe.
Yeah. Right.
You got it all, you think? We good?
Yep.
How about
There we
that?
go. We finished strong. Signature looks as good as the first. And it was a slobber knocker.
That's right.
We went 3 hours long. I want to thank my guest, good old JR, greatest voice in the history of wrestling. We appreciate your hospitality tonight,
Thank you, sir. I appreciate you guys. You've got a good crew here.
and we continue to love watching you on AEW as we've watched you your whole career, being the voice of our generation.
You know, we got a big, I told you, next week, Michael, crunch time. It's time the big boys got to get up and play.
Yeah,
So Wednesday night with Shaq on TNT. That's a free show. It's live on TNT. And then on Sunday, we got the Revolution pay-per-view, which is so diverse. You just wonder what match is going to steal the show. It could be a lot of them, quite frankly. But in any event, I appreciate you guys having me as a guest, and I enjoyed it. Maybe we'll do it again one of these days.
absolutely. I hope
And
so.
watch AEW. Support the home team. We appreciate you guys for doing that.
All right. With that said, we want to thank everybody for joining us all week in Florida. We'll see you in just under a week next Thursday with Miro. Don't forget, highspotsauctions.com this Sunday, 12 noon. MJF sign figure drop. All pre-orders from Miro. We'll see you next week. Thanks again, guys.